It's not a new camera. Is it new lighting?
No, not really.
Something looks different.
Maybe it's I got the ring light on, so maybe it's that.
No, leave it. It looks good. You look very vibrant.
Too dark?
No, now it's too dark. It was better before.
Yeah. That's good.
Okay, now zoom in just a little so I can't see the background.
You can see the background?
No, I don't want to see. See, I can still see the. Okay, there we are, right there. Perfect. Okay. As professional as possible.
Yeah.
Where's your microphone? Where'd that go?
I thought you guys didn't want the microphone.
No, it's good. Well, now you're echoing though. The kitchen wasn't as echoey. You need the microphone now.
I can't use the microphone on this laptop.
Okay, fuck it. You're good.
Like it's a little closer.
No. You're fine. You're fine. So listen, I'm just bugging you. Before the guys get on, I got a question for you. Since you're a coach of a 3-time Mr. Olympia, I figure you can shed some light on this.
Okay.
Why are you laughing? I didn't say anything yet.
Dang it.
Is it okay? I guess it really depends how you phrase the question. Here, you know what? I'm going to show you something. And then that way you can just respond to it. That's actually, I think, the best thing to do. Because that way I'm not leading the witness. Okay, what do you think about this? Oh, wait. Because if you're just trying to get in calories, what's going to happen if you eat a 2,000 or 3,000 calorie? Wait, I got to start it over. Do not eat massive meals throughout the day, because if you're just trying to get in calories, what's going to happen if you eat a 2,000 or 3,000 calorie meal trying to cram in those calories? You're not going to be able to eat 2 or 3 hours later. You want to make sure you're getting something in every 2 to 3 hours so you can get all the calories you need in without bloating your stomach, without ruining your workout, just in a healthier fashion. So make sure your meals are moderate size throughout the day so you can get them all in. If you got to break it up into 4, 5, 6, 7 meals, then do that so you're not cramming a ton of food all at once and then it's taking you 4 or 5 hours before you have an appetite again. Okay, that's good enough. So what are your thoughts on that? It's okay if you disagree.
I was just the comments at the same time. That's why.
Well, look, listen. Some of the comments, just before you go ahead, some of the comments, and it really depends on who is listening to it, right? Because it depends on what your goals are. But some of the comments are like, oh, that's bullshit. And some of the comments are like, oh, it makes sense. So I just wanted to hear your point of view.
So basically what your point is don't eat too big of meals so that you can get them all in. I don't quite understand, I guess.
I guess this was what I was...
Either way, it's getting calories in, and whether you eat it in one meal or 17, it actually doesn't matter.
Okay, it doesn't matter in terms of muscle maintenance, but in terms of performance, digestion, appetite, all of those things, right? Because I had this conversation with Justin Harris.
Sure.
And Justin Harris told me, hey, Mike, how are you? Justin Harris told me, like, look, your body has a reserve of aminos. Yeah. It's like all the aminos you eat go into a pool and your body basically uses them as needed. And then I asked him about performance and nitrogen balance and like digestion and all this stuff. And he said, well, if you're looking at those other factors, then yes, it matters. Basically, sure. Like when I send these videos to Merrick, they chop them up and post whatever they want to post. So I forget what I might have said before that. But basically what the point was is if you're eating 4,000 or 5,000 calories in a day, you should spread it out so you can get all your meals in and you're not missing anything. And it doesn't affect your performance. It doesn't affect your digestion. Like all these things matter.
I think that a program should always be formulated in the way to optimize things in terms of like your training and your recovery and your digestion and things like that. Like, yeah, if you're eating it all in one meal or 2 or 3 bigger meals and you're finding it's, really taking you a long time to digest, you're getting digestive distress and you're getting gas and you're shitting your pants from these big meals, well then, yeah, maybe try dividing it into, turn your fucking camera. Look at this guy. What's this?
Keep going. I like where you're going with that.
Then yeah, I would think that you should divide it into more meals. I think that there's going to be a point though, and you can speak to this because you've been fucking big, that all your meals are going to be big.
Right.
You know,
Right. Right.
like there's no like point when you're 310 pounds and your meals are all moderate size. They're all fucking humongous, you
Right.
know? So there does become that point. And like for most big open bodybuilders, that will be the entirety of the off season. Will be
Well,
all meals are maxed out to a regard. I think when you start to get into caloric deficits and you're pushing down for shows, then yeah, I think you would want to optimize training, you know, in terms of energy balance and digestion. And I guess in the off season, yeah, in terms of digestion and, you know, maybe not eating too big of a meal before you train so that it's not sitting in your stomach. Or if you are, making sure you're taking ample time before your workout, you know?
let me give you an example. Sorry, Paul. We're talking about eating 2 or 3 meals a day or 1 meal a day. It doesn't matter. Like we're talking about if you're eating like 5,000 calories a day, does it matter how you eat it? Like 1 meal or 5 meals, 6 meals, whatever, right?
Sure.
My argument is that it does matter because let's say, for example, that you are supposed to take in 4,000 calories a day. Let's say 8 p.m. rolls around. I'm like, you know what? I'm going to eat my 4,000 calories now. And you smash 4,000 calories. And then you try and go work out tomorrow at 2 p.m. My argument is that your workout is going to suck in comparison to the guy that ate, if he eats 4,000 calories and he's eating 4 meals, let's say he eats 4 1,000 calorie meals throughout the day. My argument is that guy's performance is going to be better if you had a pre-workout meal, a post-workout meal, like, and he broke it up instead of eating it all at once in the middle of the night or later on in the night.
Yeah, I don't disagree with that point. But I think it's also a very easy thing to test in terms of individuality.
I have. That's why I'm saying it.
Yeah. So I think if someone in the comments is going to sit there and say, this is nonsense, this is bro science, it's like, okay, well, eat all your calories in 2 meals after you train. Don't eat until 12 hours later until you train the next day, or eat only 1 meal before you train and don't eat later in the day. Like, try and break it up into these bad ways that are apparently bro sciencey and see how you feel. Is your digestion fine? Is your recovery as good? You know, is your sleep impacted in any way? I think if these other factors go the wayside, then it's not the best way to do it, and you should just eat more meals. I mean,
Well,
you know, there is a reason bodybuilders eat multiple meals, and it isn't because we like it. It's
that's what I
because
said to the guy. Yeah.
there's a method to the madness, and I think it's, you know, like you said, it's caloric distribution, it's meal timing and reference frame to pre and post workout windows. You know, like there's things that we're trying to think, you know, having fattier meals later in the day, maybe to keep, you know, amino acids levels and food in your stomach kind of as you sleep. Like there's a whole bunch of things that maybe are a little bro sciencey, but like we kind of know work. So, I mean, it's, you know, I don't disagree with the sentiment now.
I'll just say this, like if you, my opinion is if like you ate a meal at 6, a 2,000 calorie meal at 6, and you ate a 2,000 calorie meal at 9, and you got your 4,000 calories in for the day, and you're not going to work out again until 2 p.m. the next day. I just can't see your performance being the same.
Yeah, I think
14 hours later.
Yeah,
you know
I think it's. I don't think anyone smart, in my opinion, can really make the argument that training in that much of a fasted state is beneficial in any way.
Yeah, none of us would do that. Like
if you're a bodybuilder, it absolutely should not be doing that.
Right. That's what when that's where the context I'm coming from.
So yeah. So I mean, you know, like someone will say that you could have 2,000 of those calories before you train the day and 2,000 calories after, and it's 2 meals like that. It's like, okay, maybe you could, you know?
Yeah.
So, you know, it depends, but there still is then some aspect of meal timing that is relevant there.
Okay, but let me play.
Now you're saying you need a meal pre-workout and post-workout, and those are only 2 meals a day. Well, now you're saying that pre and post-workout and having food before you train, after you train is important in some reference. So,
but let me even play that scenario out. If you had 2 before and 2 after, so you eat at 1 o'clock, you train at 2, you eat again at 4.
Yeah.
Well, now I'm not going to eat again till 1 o'clock the next day.
It's like
it's like you're going to starve. Like you can't.
Yeah.
So just like, you know what I mean? Like, and I said to one of the guys, I commented back, I said, look, we've been doing this for 20, 30 years. Like I've tried a host of diets, and to top it off, all bodybuilders, if you told them they could get away with eating two twice a day and that's it, they would all do it.
Yeah. I mean, like I said before, I think that obviously there's the context of that when you're that big and your food is that high, eating half our calories in 1 meal is literally impossible.
Yeah.
You know,
it's a bitch.
6 meals I eat, I took it into 3 of those meals into 1 meal. I'd be eating 750 grams of meat and like 1,500 grams of rice. Like it would be literally impossible to eat. I would sit there for 3 hours eating the meal. So, I mean, at that point, I might as well just eat fucking 3 meals that are half the size.
Well, Paul, I know you can't do that because you get like dizzy and shit if you haven't had a meal for like 3 hours.
I remember when I first started working out and started reading about nutrition and stuff, I used to read about they refer to it as being in a positive nitrogen balance, and that would put you in
Good
state.
mention.
Right.
So the way I read that was you needed a constant influx of, proteins, nutrients all day long to keep your body anabolic.
Well, one of the things that
I think there is a bit of bro science-y behind that. Like, I don't think that you need to be, having protein, little feedings all the time, and that will make any significant difference in hypertrophy. I think calories in, calories out are the most important, and I think timing in a secondary regard matters as well. So I think, like you said, not training in a fasted state, eating after you train, not like, eating all your food before you train, then training, and then not having anything after to aid in recovery. So I think there is some pertinent windows that matter. But I think as a whole, like these, I don't think eating 6 meals a day matters because that factor. I think it matters because it makes the most sense.
Yeah.
In terms of timing and convenience and breakdown of distribution of food,
Right. I'm not saying there's like some magic.
No, I'm agreeing with you 100%.
Yeah. Like even in my video, I said you could eat 4 to 7 meals. I just said try to make them even so that you can keep eating and you're not like, not like, I don't know. Anyway, Mike, do you have any thoughts on this?
Nope.
Didn't think so.
I literally, when you said that, I said in my head when you asked Mike, I said nope, and then he said no.
It's just like we're trying to reinvent the wheel, talking about the same shit. Yeah. we all know what works and what doesn't, man.
But that's important for people to hear that, because there's a whole bunch of young people watching this podcast that do listen to, let's say, the science that says you can eat all your meals at once and think that it's okay. And I'm like, I think technically, like if you're saying like I'm going to lose muscle, yes, it's okay. But like Iain was saying, like I was saying, when you factor in all the other things, like sleep, like digestion, like fucking, like just being able to get the food in, then it starts to matter, right? So I know what you're.
I can understand it for like people who have lifestyle issues and they can't eat on a schedule. Then I get where people are coming from with that, because you literally have no other option. You just have to do that, right? So, but to say you can do something or that some people do something, or there is an instance where it could work, doesn't mean it's the rule. It's the exception.
Right.
So it's like, why are we even discussing the exceptions all the time when we all know what the rules are?
That's a good point.
We all understand like the basic foundation of what's going on here, but everyone's like, it irritates me about social media and like the whole age we live in now. People are just like, they're trying to jumble stuff up to make new shit, but it's just, you're jumbling up the same stuff and it's all falling down to the same spot. And you're like, whoa, well, what about that over there? And you're picking up and you're playing with it and you're putting, everyone knows what's going on, right? Like, all 4 of us, like, we're not registered dietitians, nor are we fucking like have backgrounds and whatever it could be that would make us experts, but like we lived the life and we did what we did, and we've trained people, we've dieted people, we've seen what works and what doesn't. Obviously there's little nuances there and that obviously make people separate from that and become great prep coaches and all this stuff, but like even those guys they're still just tinkering with foundational stuff. They're not like, whoa, bring this in and there's a new absolute way. It's like, Iain said, they're just manipulating fats and putting fats in here, carbs in there. Like I noticed as a client of mine started working with Stefan, that he kind of front loads carbs in. I don't want to speak as what he does as like
for everybody.
A broad this is what he's doing with her. And what I've kind of noticed from other stuff I've seen is that he kind of front loads the carbs in and makes it heavy around workouts like intra and like post and pre. And then as the night goes on, it's proteins and fats. And it's like the highest amount of fat content that my client eats before, like, is literally before bed.
Yeah, but
like
that's
50 grams.
That's like tried. That's tried and tested. That was like John. That was like.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, it's like Stefan is fantastic at what he does. But like, he's even said it in your interview when I watched it. He's like, I'm not doing anything different.
Right.
No.
I'm just like, that's not. He's like, and he said that's not the key here. It's the training and it's the everything else that's going on top of that, and me just understanding how to work with that body. Right.
Well, the thing is that the thing that got me, and I say this all the time on the podcast, so I'm sorry to beat a dead horse, but in the comment section, these 2 guys were arguing, and one guy said, well, just because the pros compete doesn't mean that we should all listen to them. And I kind of sat back and I thought to myself, if the biggest guys on earth have been doing this for decades, like they tinkered with 1 meal, 3 meals, 5 meals, 7 meals, and they really boiled it down to like, look, most of us are eating 5 to 7 meals. you have to look at that as its own science experiment in itself.
I think
Like,
we
this is-
You could say the same thing for lifting. Like,
Right.
if you want to, if everyone wants to understand how to have the most muscle and the most development and be the biggest people, why are we not looking at the biggest people with the most development and the most muscle? Why is a dude on the internet who's the size of that big dude's arm telling us what's optimal and what's not optimal and doesn't have an optimal physique themselves? Like, it's craziness.
Right.
It's like, you can have a perspective, don't get me wrong. You can be an intelligent person and guide people on how to do things well, but don't stand there as the example when you're literally not even close to being the example. You're so far from it. Like, the people you're the people these kids are advising, or these individuals may be advising, probably look better than they do.
To some degree, yeah.
Yeah. Like, more than like, I would bet like more than half the people that follow them have a better physique and like better genetics and whatever. And they're like, oh, this guy's just, he comes across as really smart, and he might be really smart, but it's like, that doesn't mean that he knows what he's doing when it comes to the gym.
I think one of the important things that people need to remember too is they talk about this and talk about these people, and even at the upper echelons of coaching in bodybuilding, there's a ton of what is classified as fucking like bro.
Yeah.
If you talk to see the shit that Hani does, or Chad Nichols, or Chris Aceto, or fucking Jansen,
and all of them
have some basis of some scientific, but 99% of it is anecdotal stuff they've used. Trial and error is not based in what, fucking training science, nutrition science to an absolute T. These guys are just doing what they have used and knows works and is repeatable. And they're not caring about like how scientifically based it is. They're basing it off results, and which is largely based off of anecdotal evidence.
Right.
Yeah.
I've seen the protocols these guys do. We all have. You've worked with Hani, you've worked with Chad, you've seen these guys. If you gave that to a science nerd and said, this is this, they would think half of it was mumbo jumbo and say that it's science. But it's like, this is what's created between Chad and Hani. That's like fucking 40 Olympia wins,
Well, it's like, that's why I used to love John the most, because John used to say you can use science as a guide, but not everything in a textbook works in the real world.
Right. It doesn't always trend.
And if somebody cornered him on something that was like scientifically based, and if he said like, do this, and they said, well, that's not based in science, he'd be like, I can't explain this to you, but I know this works. Yeah. So it's like, John was so humble that he could just say, look, I don't know why this works, but I've tried this on hundreds of clients and this works. Whether you can prove it in a textbook or not, doesn't matter.
Yeah. So, like, every coach I've known you to have, Fouad, like, if you're at a show or something like that and you're flat, like, after pre-judge or something, they give you a burger and fries to fill you up.
It's in the science book somewhere.
Yeah. The science guys would say that's ridiculous.
It's in a textbook.
I think that it's even more largely when you get into training. I think when you talk about training, like, even if you look at the top guys that are top trainers and stuff, it's not all like, these guys aren't using the latest, greatest scientific exercises. Like, you'll train with these guys, they'll do exercises that that these science nerds are shitting on, and like that they just have used and seen works. And look, I'm always in the camp of utilize as much science as you can, but I also, like I've said many times, don't be like paralyzed by thinking it's the only way to go. I think you should always try and be informed and know what's going on and what latest studies or what's, information's out there. And I think it's all good to have and talk to people and be a student of the game. But if you just get like so hyper fixated on like, this is the only way to do it because this is what the science says. Well, maybe one, you're misreading the science, because a lot of these studies aren't done in bodybuilders using anabolics, eating 7 meals a day, training at the levels and the intensity that we train. So
they're also not done. They're also not done on the individual. On the individual who's looking at it, it wasn't done on you. Yeah, and your structure and your physique and your fucking weaknesses and balances, all this stuff comes into play. So yeah, you're not optimal to begin with. So it's an optimal movement for an optimal person is you're not that.
You're not.
So optimal. You might have to be like, you might have to adjust your angle of like the way you're pressing, or you might have to like tuck your elbow more, or drop your shoulder, because everything you're doing is like, everything you touch is like this, right? So it's like, you can watch a guy and he says like, just stand here and extend your arms, come up and come back down. But when that person does it, they're like, do you know what I mean? Like, it's completely fucked. So
I just thought that's going to be our next shirt, Paul. I'm not optimal.
Suboptimal.
Suboptimal training.
You're just gonna make a shirt that's a suboptimal,
All right. Okay. Let's leave it there. I think Iain and Mike's points were perfect at the end there. The other question, I had a couple more things before we get into. So just for people watching, we're doing a second podcast because we wanted to
Just missed each other.
Yeah, we missed each other. Yeah, well, I mean, that's really, I'm just
I was having a rough day.
Fuck you, Mike. You know, sometimes I need you guys. Okay. There's a couple other notes I marked down because I like to read the comment sections and I get in little debates with our fans sometimes. So I told the guys I would ask this question because I have my cue card. Yeah, I have 3 things on it.
It's an envelope. It's an envelope.
It's an envelope. This is how I wite things on my own.
Did you even open it?
Okay, topic 2. What's topic 2?
No,
it's a bill. You didn't.
It's just
you
a
didn't
bill.
Even open the bill.
Like fuck those guys. I'm not paying it. No. There's a gentleman I was having a debate with, who I told I would ask you guys. He said that Kevin is better than Phil. So I said I would go around the horn and ask everybody what you thought. But I said, look, I can pretty much guarantee you they're all going to say no. But
Kevin Maroney?
Yes.
Oh fuck.
He said I think he said he was a judge for 30 years. And
Prove it.
I have to go back through if you go through the comment section, you'll see my little debate with him.
The pro judge?
No, I don't think so. But he said he's been a judge for Paul shrugs his
Enough said. Enough
Paul's
said.
so cocky now that he's a judge pro judge. Ian, you gonna take that from Paul? He's like fucking
Ian's pro though. Ian's a pro.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, that's true. Okay. So this guy's got 30 years experience, and he said that he saw Kevin in his prime, and he said that Kevin is better than Phil. So I would like to hear what you 3 think before we move on.
Then he would have been better than Phil.
I've addressed this too many times. I'm not even, we know my opinion here. This is fucking outlandish to even say, look, Kevin's awesome, but Phil is literally a very close second best all-time bodybuilder.
That's what I said. I said he's like
Kevin might be in the top 10, 15.
Right.
But like he's not top 2, 3, 4, you know.
There's a big gap between, in my opinion, and I obviously I'm maybe biased, but there's a big gap between 1 and 2 and like 2, 3, 4 and like, you know what I mean? Like, it's like there's,
I think Kevin has like a physique that appeals to a lot of people, like, because they wish that they looked like Kevin. They may not think that they would look, because Phil does have like that bubbly, like tight,
it's
clavicle,
compact.
like
yeah,
like he's like so it's fucking awesome. That's what bodybuilding is made to be. But it's like people see Kevin and they're like, man, I would want to look like that dude.
Well, I think he's got the show me body parts. He's got the massive arms, the great shoulders, nice abs. Like, he's a good looking dude.
Turn him to the back, it's like not even in the same stratosphere. And I don't even mean to, like, that's not even offense to Kevin. You know, Phil was so dominant from the back, from the level of detail and muscularity and shape, his hamstrings, glutes, back, like everything was so much more complete, so much denser. It's like, look, and you also have to think, let's look at consistency over a career. You know, I know that Phil probably competed a lot less shows than he did, but Phil fucking nailed it every goddamn time. We could go on Google and find some shows where Kevin looked really good. We could find 50 shows where Kevin didn't look really good. You know?
I do have to push back a little bit on that, only because has to be a level of consistency if you have 28 wins under your belt.
Yeah, see, that's what there is obviously a variance there, you know. But still, I mean, you know, Phil was extremely consistent in every show that he showed up at. Right. I don't think we have one where Phil isn't in like the best condition in the lineup, you know.
I think the tricky thing for me is I'm a huge Ronnie fan, and when you turn them to the back, I'm like, fuck, he's actually kind of close. Like, Ronnie's still better, but Phil's shape is like phenomenal.
And the detail is outrageous.
Yeah. So, Paul, what do you think as a judge?
Phil's legs are so much better than Kevin's too. I love Kevin. Huge Kevin LeBron fan.
Yeah.
But no, that's not even close.
Okay, Mike, before we get on to the next topic.
Yeah, I wouldn't even put them in the same category.
Okay. So whoever that gentleman was, you need to read.
You're wrong.
Are you going to fix your phone, Paul, or are we just going to ignore that?
No, we're going to leave it. We're going to leave it. Turn the landscape off, the landscape lock. Turn it off, and then turn your phone.
Hey, where do I find the landscape lock?
Right.
First problem. Where is that?
Swipe down in the top right, and then you'll
top
see
right corner. Pull down
that little button. You click it.
Okay.
And you click the lock button with the circle around it.
Yep. Okay.
Click it, and now turn your phone sideways.
I'll turn my phone sideways. Okay.
Yeah.
Hang on. No, I can't see. Okay. Got my calculator on. Hang on.
Yeah.
Oh, wait a minute. How's that?
No, it didn't work.
No.
Is
Oh
is
my
that
God.
icon for the turn? Is it highlighted or not highlighted?
Is it white or off? Is it on or off?
It's
Is it
like,
like that?
Oh
Yeah,
no,
so
it's
turn it off.
yeah, turn it off. Press
Turn
it
it
so
off.
press it so it goes off.
okay. Anything else I got to do?
No, now
No.
turn your phone.
Now swipe up and then turn your phone. Yeah.
Hey, there we go.
Yes. Okay, good.
Yes. Okay. Okay, the last one, and this one I think is a little bit more fun. So remember last week I said Bruce, and look, I just want to say something. I love Bruce's physique. I have nothing against him. I hate when people take this kind of shit personally. I said Bruce probably wouldn't make the top 10. And I think some people in the comment section had a little bit of debate with me, and I think it's kind of interesting. But when I went down the names, I'm sorry, but it's going to be very tough.
Very tough. Yeah.
Like I went, okay, listen to this. Just if we go by like order of last year, you got Derek, Potty, Samson. Let's just throw Nick in there. That's 4. You got Hunter. That's 5. Andrew, Brandon, Rubiel, potentially Rami.
Well, wait. Rubiel, I don't think you should put in there because 1, he's not qualified, and
Neither
2,
is
I don't-
Andrew.
Martin.
Neither
Put
is Andrew,
Martin in there.
Neither
No,
is
but I
Andrew.
also don't think that Rubiel is like a stand. Like he's not. I don't think he's
you
better
think-
than Baruz in any significant way that we throw him in there.
Oh no way! You said that really?
He lost to Crizzo last year.
I don't know, dude. I think Brew's gonna fuck a lot of people up when he gets on stage. I'm telling you, he's impressive.
Rubiel, you mean?
Rubiel.
Yeah, you said
Yeah,
Baruz.
you said Bruce.
Oh, I'm sorry. I meant
no,
Rubiel.
look, I think he's incredible, and I was the first one last year to say that I think he's got some of
Right.
the
You
best
were
guys in the
blowing
league.
your load a little bit when you saw him.
Yeah, I think he's crazy, but I think that he still has some imbalances, and I think that Baruz is very, very good. I think
Okay,
they're in the same group. I think they're in the same grouping.
Oh no.
So I don't think you can give him just like a straight that he'll be there and Baruz won't. I don't agree with that.
Okay, fine. We'll leave him out because he's not qualified. Andrew's not qualified either, though. But
No.
are we putting him in?
Well, you put Hunter in, he's not qualified either.
That's what I'm saying. So it's like it
Put
kind of doesn't
Martin
make.
in.
Okay, Martin. So I have to start over. Fuck. Derek, Hottie, Samson, Nick, Hunter, Andrew, Martin,
Brandon,
Brandon, Rami,
if Rami competes.
Rafa.
Rafa. Okay,
Rafa.
9. Rafa.
So yeah, that's those guys. I see
Tonio.
like
Tonio.
the Tonios, Rafas, Martins, Baruzes. I see those guys all as more comparable.
You love Rafa. You think Baruz can beat Rafa?
I do.
Oh
Really?
wow, really?
I don't think he can. I don't think it's like a shoe in, but I think that's in the domain of where it's possible. I think Baruz is definitely
he's comparable. He's comparable. Yeah.
I think he's better from the back. I think he's definitely better conditioned from the side. I think that Raphael is definitely better from the front in terms of shape and muscularity. But I think that him, Martin, and Baruz, I think are a very good matchup. Those 3 there.
I think they are in the same call out, but I think Martin and Rafa are ahead. Paul, what do you think?
No, I don't know
Sorry.
whether who's ahead or not, but I think that's a comparable group. Yes.
What do you think,
There's
Paul? Do you
still, there's still Akeem we're leaving out.
Akeem?
you know,
Akeem's
He's been
another
a
one.
guy, you know.
Yeah.
But, there's still a few guys who I can't think of off the top of my head right now, but there's some good guys. No, I in my opinion, I like Bruce's physique a lot. Although from the front, I just think the quads need to come up a little bit more, sweep wise especially. But I think he's got a crazy physique, but I don't see it as a top 10 this year.
Yeah, I think he is.
I think he's right on the cusp. Yeah.
Yeah, he definitely has the potential to be. I just think this year might be 1 year too soon.
Yeah. We also saw, you guys all see that Crizzo's out for the rest of the year?
Yeah, the shoulder injury, eh?
Yeah, and that might explain some of the posing issues he had.
That's what they were saying is why he was like kind of looked like he was like in pain,
Yeah.
But he's also never been good at posing. So,
But he looked like he was even heavy too, though. His stomach was.
yeah.
You know what's
He looked
interesting
like he was
about
having
it?
a hard. Sorry, go ahead.
No. What's interesting about it is I fell victim to the same thing all the fans fall victim to. Like we saw him on stage and I didn't think he was in as good a condition. I thought his posing was off. And you're immediately like, come on, man, we wanted the same Crizzos last year. But then you find this out and you're like, fuck, the guy had an injury. So it's like you kind of feel bad for shitting on him because you're like, well, if the guy was dealing with an injury, that explains a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And an injury that's substantial enough that he's not going to just take a couple weeks and do another show, or he was willing to end his season, which is for a bodybuilder quite significant, especially an Olympia level bodybuilder. If you're a guy, it's like you did a show, you play 6th, then you need to get bigger for next year and you hang it up. Okay, that's one thing. But when you're like a guy that was 7th at the Olympia, to hang up your season is quite a substantial thing,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like that's throwing, $50K potentially in the toilet,
Yeah. Is he going for surgery or something? Is that why he's sitting out the rest of the year?
I'm not sure.
No.
He didn't specify, was it?
Sorry, go ahead, Paul.
They didn't specify what the injury was. They just said it's a shoulder issue.
I read it on buys and tries. I didn't really read too much into it though. I don't know if anybody else knows. But okay, so we got on today because one, I missed you guys, and two, because we wanted to do a breakdown of the Italy. It's not Italy. What show is this weekend?
Italy, right?
I think it's Italy.
I know, but what's it called? It's called
Oh,
the
Flex
Flex
or something?
Weekend. Flex Weekend
Yeah.
Pro.
Oh,
Okay, so I'm going to give you guys a quick shot. Bodybuilders Without Borders post. Well, I don't have a lineup. I just have this from Bodybuilders Without Borders. There's 7 guys here. I figure we usually pick the top 5 or 6 anyway, so we can use this.
who's that guy in the middle?
This guy?
Nathan.
In the middle top.
Oh, that's Nathan.
Nathan.
Oh, that's Nathan. Oh man, yeah, I'm on the phone right now. So
His mustache obviously makes him look a little different. Yeah,
His mustache. He looks like my father with that mustache.
he does. That's funny.
Immediately. So I think Bodybuilders Without Borders usually puts these in order of how he thinks they're going to place.
Sure.
If that's the case, the one thing I think is going to be tough is Amir and Christian.
I agree. I think Christian will beat Amir.
Amir's
I think so.
conditioning is going to be better, but Christian is
I also think
like
that
nicer
guy
shape.
that was Stefan's other guy there that's next to Christian, I think he can beat
Let's see who that guy is.
Amir as well.
Christian Anthony.
Anthony. Yeah, this guy.
Oh, he looks good.
He played with that last show.
Oh, he's pretty balanced.
Yeah, this guy. He works with Christian, with Stefan as well.
Let me just see him go.
I think
through
this was his pro debut, and he placed like 5th or 6th, didn't he?
I feel like his limbs, he's a little slight in the limbs, but he's pretty balanced overall.
I like his luck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think he's a very big guy too. Like,
Looks like
Yeah, the limbs, I feel like the limbs need to come up. He's a little bit more torso dominant.
but still, I mean, like this looks good
yeah.
for a new
Oh,
pro.
yeah.
Right,
Good
let's see.
back.
I wonder how old he is. Let's see from the back.
I think he's young.
Is he?
Yeah.
Yeah, I just see like he needs a little bit more size everywhere, and I think he could be good.
Yeah.
A little
He's
more
got-
lat. Thick
And
though.
that other guy too, I think is like 25, the blonde guy that's next
Yeah,
to
I
him.
saw him before. Who is that guy?
He
Anthony.
did the last show as well.
Is it
He's
Justin?
that guy, Justin. Yeah.
Let's see what he looks like. Same thing though. It's a little bit more limb. What is this? What is that?
Well, oh.
This? Can you see that?
Chafing.
What'd you say, Mike?
Chafing.
No, that's not it.
It looks like
Trust
some
me. It's a chafing bump, guys.
Looks like a fucking infected, like a ingrown hair or something.
an abscess or something. Yeah.
Ooh,
Let's
fucking
see.
bad.
This guy's only like
Side view.
24. This guy's only like 24, 25 though.
Oh, yeah.
Just crazy. Yeah. He's going to be good. This guy, like his conditioning's good. He's pretty complete.
Good hamstrings, man. Fuck.
Yeah.
Back's pretty good.
It's crazy too because if these guys were American and making their pro debuts looking like this in the US, think of how much fucking hype these dudes would have.
Yeah.
You know,
I don't know
it's
if they
so
would.
different starting your career in Europe. Like,
I don't know if they would though, Ian. Like when I
I think they would, man.
let
Like
me be-
this
let
is
me be-
this is not like a shot at anyone, but like, you think of the heights, that some guys like Justin or these guys get, when they're doing their pro debut. Like
Justin
these guys
got Justin
that
got
realm.
hype. Justin only got hype because he was on this podcast for a year. Okay, I took a shot. Everybody fucking get over it.
Zing.
these guys like
Burn.
like that, a lot of the guys that do their pro debuts like that, like Blessing or these guys that got a ton of attraction. I think these guys are in that discussion as well, but they're so much more quiet because they're not known in like the North American social media world.
Okay, but let me ask you this, and I don't know if anybody else is seeing it. I'm going to play the asshole for 1 minute because it's kind of my role. Shut up, Paul. When I look at this Justin's physique and I look at Amir's physique, I kind of see the same thing, which is there's really not a lot of taper going on. It just it feels more torso dominant than like limb dominant, which is tough to come back from.
Yeah. It's like the flow.
Like, do you see how there's not a lot of taper between like?
Yeah, no, I agree with this guy for sure. Yeah.
But I feel
I
like
still think for a 25-year-old that had can still pack on a lot of muscle here. I think it's still very promising and very good pro debut.
I
and
know,
his
but let's
conditioning's excellent, which you don't usually see, you know.
but let's say you're looking at it as a scout. Like, let's say
Yeah.
you're like, you know what? Let's see what this guy's
I don't
looking
think this guy's going to win the Olympia, but I think there's a lot of guys stateside that get a lot more hype for being a lot worse bodybuilders. You know,
I can't name one because look, I'm fucking around about Justin, but Justin's got crazy shape. Like,
I'm not saying that Justin is
Yeah.
worse than this guy.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
saying
yeah.
I think that that's a good, but I'm saying guys that are doing their pro debuts that get a lot of hype,
Yeah.
you know, like that. And
You
Justin
definitely get more in the
Justin
US.
ended up winning a
Yeah.
show. Like, so
Yeah.
I'm not
Yeah.
saying that. Or,
Yeah.
you know, guys like that, and Blessing won his, but I'm saying that these guys like this, we never even heard of this guy before this show.
Right.
So
I do agree with you that way.
been stateside and he was that quality of bodybuilder coming from the NPC, we would have heard a lot more of him. You know?
Okay.
Yeah, I think
Well-
like if you look at the Toronto Pro and you compared it to like the M Pro the week whatever after,
Yeah.
if that same group of guys amalgamated to do one show,
Yeah.
we wouldn't be talking about who we're talking about in the top 5 of the Toronto Pro.
Exactly.
Right. No, I
It
agree
would
with
be
you
a
guys.
drastically different show. Like
So this is what I was saying before, though. So let's put that issue aside. Like, I agree with you guys, but the issue I'm talking about with Amir and with this Justin guy is when I see a little bit wider torso and a little bit smaller limb, I'm like, where does this gentleman go from here? Because if he's going to get his limbs bigger, is everything else going to grow with it? And then is it going to be a problem?
Yeah.
That's because I'm like, because I think to myself, if you're 20,
I'm not talking about their long-term potential or what they're.
Oh no, I know. I'm on a different. I'm on a
saying that
different
I think
conversation.
They're excellent bodybuilders for a pro debut and for their age,
Right.
and that we never even had heard of them before. You know,
Right. I got.
And I think this guy had literally just turned pro the day before, like a week before, or something. Like I think he was a new pro, right? Like,
Oh wow.
Paul, what do you think? Not about what
About-
Ian's saying. I agree with Ian. I'm saying, like, just what do you think about him
Yeah.
as a
let's see
bodybuilder?
if there's any other stage shots or videos.
Yeah, I know what you're saying, Fouad. Like, there's some impressive body parts on both of them, and conditioning is crazy, and muscularity is crazy. But just there's a certain flow to the physique, a certain aesthetic look that.
Yeah, I think his legs look good there.
Yeah, I'm not saying his legs don't look good. I'm just saying I think his legs and arms need to come up to
I
match.
definitely agree with the arms.
Yeah,
And his legs could use more, but I don't think they're that bad.
Yeah.
you think it's the length of the arm more so than like the size of it?
Oh,
Like
yeah.
it's
I think
the length.
Yeah, it's one causing the other, I guess.
I mean, look, to this gentleman, if he ever hears this, I'm not trying to be nasty in any way. I apologize. We're just literally critiquing a physique that has a lot of potential. So I'm just kind of like,
See, I
Like,
think he
here's-
looks good.
yeah, this is better. This is a better video. Kind of gives
Yeah.
a little bit more taper to his waist and like, yeah, I just think if anybody is watching this that, you know, knows this guy or he watches it, just speaking from somebody who's had their own waist issues, be mindful of it at a very young age. Because once it,
That looks
that's
good.
that's a great shot.
Yeah.
That's
I
a, that's
think-
a,
Challenge in bodybuilding, keeping your shape, keeping your waist small while making everything else grow as much as possible.
you know
I think
who
that's-
was, you know who had a really good formula for that was Luke. Because the
Yeah.
year I competed with Luke, his stomach was distended a little bit, not a lot. Like it was more distended just because I don't think he was like really in shape. And he knew it. And then when he started working, I think he started working with Aceto the year after. And you know, we were talking all year long because the podcast and stuff. And one of the things he did was he would do vacuums every single morning. And this is in the off season too, not just prep. He would do vacuums every single morning and every single night after his 5th meal, because he wanted to do them when his stomach was empty, but he also wanted to do them when his stomach was full. So they had full control. The next year he gets on stage at the Arnold and takes 2nd or 3rd
Yeah,
or whatever.
he looked a lot better. I remember that.
And he started to pull that vacuum and it made everything look better. It made his
I
front.
think a
elbow
lot of
look
bodybuilders should approach doing abs from a standing position as well.
Yeah.
Instead of like
in what way,
always
Mike?
instead of like laying on the ground or being on your knees or like lifting up your legs, like if you take a cable from up above and you set yourself away from the cable and then you imitate like a vacuum pulling in as you're pulling out, but you're literally pulling in and stabbing your stomach, rolling over while your hip is still stuck. So it's like I'm imitating me rising up through a shot and being able to empty out that abdomen and be able to control that waist from the position I'm going to have to control it once I'm on stage.
Yeah.
Because everyone does abs, but they do them in positions they won't stay on stage. So
Right.
do you be able to understand like contracting and holding that ab and blowing air out with weight and like rocking into sides and stuff and understanding where your sternum is?
Mhm.
That's what guys have a problem with. They can't keep that sternum elevated, and it's just immediately, and then everything starts going. It's like everything starts moving.
Paul, are you gonna
You
ask
know,
me to? Are you gonna ask me to do this now? Next time we're at the gym.
yeah, we might start doing those more. But
Every,
wanna get-
every
that's for
time
sure.
every time Paul hears something new, he's like, "Hey, yeah, you want to try that thing we, you know?"
Due to the game, like I said earlier, you know.
I know. Anyway, go on. Sorry, Paul.
Something I noticed. This isn't totally meathead science for sure, but when I was younger, my waist was much smaller. Like, obviously everyone's waist is smaller when they're younger, but
Yeah.
but I used to wear a belt for everything, every single exercise, no matter if it was lightweight, heavyweight, what exercise I was doing, curls, whatever. I just had this thing. I always wore my belt, and my waist was always small. But then when I stopped, I started getting lower back issues. So I come to realize that my lower back was weak. So I got rid of the belt, never used it ever again, and my waist got.
Yeah, see, that's a tricky one because Hani used to make me do the same thing. When I work with Hani, he was like, "Look, from the minute you walk in the gym to the minute you leave, I want you wearing a belt." But the counter point to that is, one, you're making your lower back weak, and two,
Right.
you're kind of pushing your gut against the belt instead of learning to just hold it yourself. So I don't know if it's
Back then, I don't know, maybe again because I was younger, whatever. But I used to like once it was on, I would almost like keep it sucked in while it was on.
I know, but I don't know if that's more of a correlation. Like, I don't know if that's causation or correlation because you're also 52 years old now and you eat like a box of cookies every night.
Well, the older you get, the more you condense and shift outward, right? You really do.
Don't say 51, Paul. Your birthday's in like a month.
2 months.
Ian, what's your thoughts on the belt thing? I know you probably have some good opinions on it.
Honestly, I don't really know. I see both sides, and I think that makes people a bit more mindful of controlling it, but I also think it causes some weaknesses. I think if it's someone that is just having trouble like controlling it, it's like not that their waist is just a wider waist, like they're like really having trouble like drawing it in and being conscious of the activation of their core, then yeah, I guess I can see the reasoning for it. I did it for one season, sorry, I guess. And it made my back actually significantly worse. Like what my back shots looked like, I had a lot less like density through my erectors and my lower lats from wearing my belt a lot, and it actually like hurt my look quite a bit. But my waist was always good, so I don't know why I was trying it in the first place, to be honest. So
right.
So yeah, no, look, obviously there's a lot of bikini girls and stuff that are like swear by wearing waist trainers. So maybe there's something to it. I don't know, to be honest. It's a tough one. I know,
and most of them have a hard time controlling their waist.
Pardon?
Most of those girls that wear those waist trainers can't control their lower abdomen to save their life.
Exactly. Yeah.
Because they're not trying to maintain it. It's holding them and they're distending. Yeah, they're distending out the bottom, right?
Well, that's kind of
so tight, they're like cinching themselves out. Yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of what I meant by wearing a belt is you kind of push against it instead of learning to like.
Well, yeah, the point of a belt is to create like intra-abdominal pressure. So you push against the belt to create pressure in the abdomen to make you stronger.
Right.
So I think that's the point of it from a powerlifting perspective. But I think is when you're using it as a bodybuilder and wearing it the whole workout, you're not trying to use it as a strength tool for intra-abdominal pressure. You're using it as a waist trainer.
Yeah.
You're using it as a waist trainer,
Yeah.
So
Okay, let's go back.
Can I ask you guys a question, actually?
Yes.
Me and my friend were having this conversation. What do you do with your used pins?
Throw them in the garbage.
Throw them in a drawer.
Okay, wait.
I have a drawer full right now.
No, you said it already. So you throw them in the garbage?
No, I have two answers.
Okay.
So when I was bodybuilding seriously, and there was like a lot of needles, I would throw them all in a biohazard bin.
And then what would you do with the biohazard bin? Throw it in the garbage?
No. I used to take it back to the AIDS clinic and give it to them and get a fresh set of like box of needles.
Sure.
Now I just throw them in the garbage because it's like $4 a month.
Okay. Paul?
Exact same thing that Fouad just said. I used to go to the AIDS clinic here in Windsor. You used to be able to walk in there and they give you a couple boxes of needles, condoms, fucking whatever. Sometimes they had like whatever you wanted.
Ascorbic acid to mix with your Coke.
Alcohol swabs, everything. And then I'd always tip them $20 or whatever, even though they're all free. But I just bring my used ones back and get fresh ones like Fouad did. But as I've gotten older and I don't use as many pins as I used to. Because they go in there now.
What you always do with them?
So,
Not
Mike,
bad.
you have a drawer. Then what happens after the drawer?
You just throw them in the garbage.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Why don't you just? Why is there 2 steps though? Why don't you just take them right from the? Just throw them right in the garbage. Why you put
I
them in
don't
the
know.
drawer?
I just because I usually take shots like in my bathroom. I just throw it in the drawer and then fuck out of here. Like,
But why don't you just throw it right in the garbage?
and then they spilled up. I pick them up and tie them up and throw them in the garbage.
2 steps.
I'm gonna fucking go and bring them somewhere. That's ridiculous, dude.
No,
This is
I'm
what
just
I
saying. Okay, so what did you say? What did you say?
Well, my
Like,
friend
go out of my way to fucking bring it.
my
somewhere.
friend
Like,
says that he hasn't thrown out his pins since he started using shit. So like he's just kept them and they're all in the sharps bin, or that when he does, he brings it in, whatever. And
Yeah.
we were talking with another guy who said same thing, that he uses a sharps bin, whatever.
Yeah.
And I was like, bro, I've just thrown my fucking pin straight in the garbage. Like I've done my whole life. There wasn't like, I'm trying to be nice with it. So like I would take all my pins, and then when I have a couple of them or whatever, I would put them in like a bottle, like a Gatorade bottle or something, and close it and throw it out like that. So at least they're not like
Yeah,
loose.
it's safer.
But I've just thrown them straight in the garbage. I've never brought them to a sharp bin or a hazardous
Well,
waste.
I think
Throw
for
it
us,
away.
I
are
think
you guys being honest about that?
No, I swear to God, because you know why though, Mike? You know why we're being honest? Because they used to frown upon it if they gave you a bunch of shit and then you came back like a month later and you didn't.
With nothing.
Yeah. So you kind of like give them the old ones and then they're happy to keep giving you the new
Yeah,
ones.
I remember when I was young, I wouldn't throw them out. Like I would fill a 5-pound protein jug until it was full. and then I would take it with me to when I trained at like the YMCA, I would take it with me to the gym and I would throw it in like the dumpster at the building,
Why at the gym?
Because it was like the place that I went, like I was young enough that I didn't really go many places. So I
That's
just threw it in the
fucking hilarious.
gym. In the gym, it was a big like public dumpster and just threw it in there.
I got a good story for you guys. This friend of mine a long time ago, he used to have this apartment, and apparently he used to hide his usage from his live-in girlfriend at the time.
Mm-hmm.
Another friend of mine who was a female moved into the apartment after him, subleased off and whatever. And she's like, "Yeah, I was cleaning the apartment one day, and I was going through I was cleaning the light fixtures, the light covers in the ceiling, and there was a bunch of used needles in there."
Why the fuck would you put them in? What the fuck?
Trying to hide them.
I would never, you know what, if I had, and I'm sure there's people listening that do this, but if I had to hide my steroid use from my significant other, I just wouldn't do it.
I know.
I'd be like, this is just too much. Like, your moods would be all over the fucking place. Your wife's like, what the fuck is wrong with you? And you're like,
It's hilarious when girls don't know when their guys have started. And like,
I know.
he gained 20 pounds. Like,
He's asking you to fuck 4 times a day. Like,
he's like, why are you getting so big? Just really taking it seriously now, babe.
Protein. Love her protein.
Look, and you should, if you start taking steroids and your girl isn't like wildly obvious, you fucking suck.
You're taking shit gear. That's it.
Yeah, you're taking shit gear, you train like shit, or you eat like shit, or some variation of the three,
Okay, let's go back to the show. Iain, I have to apologize to John De La Rosa.
Yeah,
Mike,
we tied.
Mike, me and you lost.
Yeah.
John,
but I won because I picked the right first.
No, wait a second. Let's just look at this real quick. So this is
Damn it, you did too. Fuck.
1, 4, 6, 8, 11. Okay, I did the math wrong and nobody caught it. Okay.
Yeah, some of the comments did. I saw it.
So let's see. These guys were all in the top 5, but he didn't have Robin in the top 5.
He had Robin 6th.
And you also had Robin 7th. So that really means he won.
What?
Well, because he had Robin.
I got third place right. I got third place right where he had third place off by 3 spots.
Oh, okay.
So there is things, you know what I mean? Like I was more accurate at the top, but then I had second place 4 places off. He was only 1.
Yeah. Okay, so
I mean, we're pretty even. We're pretty even.
Me and Mike. Let's see. These guys are all in the top 5, except for Robin. Who didn't? Oh, Hassan. And I got the same. But wait. No, all my guys, no. What did I get wrong here? Oh, Tim. Hassan and Tim. Okay. So we both suck. So me and you lost, Mike.
Yeah, you lost because I got Tim right.
No, you didn't. You got Robin wrong, though.
You got Robin. Your hair up.
No, you got Robin. Paul, actually, that reminds me. Did you start your hair growth?
Doesn't look like it.
should start appointing certain points for placings. Like first should be worth more than like.
Just stop changing the
Yeah,
subject.
I think our spreadsheet works great. We should just use it how it's meant to be used.
Yeah, I'm fine with it. I'm fine with it too. Paul,
Yeah.
are you what's the date? We need to mark the date on the calendar when you're going to start growing your hair.
I'll get it this weekend, then we can start.
When is it?
This weekend I'll get a haircut, then we can start.
Okay, 1 second.
You could just get a week ahead right now if you just let it go.
Yeah, but I got a show next weekend. I don't want to look like a.
Paul starts
Oh.
hair grow. This the 23rd. Was this Sunday, right?
Well, no, I can't get a haircut on a Sunday. Barber's closed. Let's make it the 25th.
Paul starts hair growth.
Hair growth.
Hair growth journey.
Yes.
Okay. Okay.
This is that right?
Okay. We didn't discuss the most important of the comparisons, Baruz and Nathan, because last year we all said Nathan was going to beat Baruz, but last year Baruz beat Nathan. Again, all the people in the comment section let me know I was wrong.
Yeah.
Baruz already beat Nathan last year, so apparently that's what everybody in the comment section was telling me last week or last episode. So I actually, the more I look at it, the more I'm like, unless Stefan has worked some crazy magic, I don't know. I feel like, I don't know if Nathan's waist got longer, but
He's
like
really arching his back on that. It's crazy.
Yeah.
I feel
He
like
does have like the longest waist to shortest legs kind of like ever, you know?
And I also want to say, and I don't know like if this is just this picture, maybe he's flattening out or whatever for the show, but his legs don't look as big as they did before.
Yeah, this is brutally white light. So
Yeah. It's hard to
like,
judge.
I don't think these shots look the best. But I also have seen a bunch of others that make him look really good. And his legs actually look bigger to me in a lot of the shots.
Do his legs look bigger in this shot
They look better there to me, yeah.
than before or than the previous photo?
No, like go to like that one that is in the Bodybuilding Without Borders photo. Like his legs there look fucking sick.
Yeah, like here. Sorry, let me just get through this video real quick. Look at Roman. Are all the plates at fake at O2, or do you bring yours? Come on, man, get through this. Okay, wait, let me see if I can find a different photo here. Okay, here's a quick video. No, it's not quick. Rubiel is freaking me out, dude. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
His upper body looks like it's growing. If it starts comparing with his lower body, people are gonna have problems.
Absolute like freak of freaks, you know?
Yeah, he's crazy, man. Okay, I don't know. Should I wait for this?
Yeah.
Oh, this is a birthday post. Happy birthday, Nathan. Almost. Is it just upper body though? Okay, let's move on. There's got to be something somewhere. There's upper body. There we go.
Yeah, I think his
legs look good there. Yeah.
Good there.
I think
When was
this is 2 weeks. No, 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, I'm very impressed how he's looked most of the prep. So I think that right now, those pictures from today is probably 2 days out. He's a little flat. They're in probably the least flattering light I've ever seen. I know if I took pictures in that kind of like white light in a living room like that, I would look like I didn't even work out. So
we wouldn't even see it. We wouldn't even see it.
You wouldn't even see me.
Let me ask you. Let me ask you a couple more pointed questions. Can Nathan beat Rubiel from the back? Or sorry, not Rubiel. Can Nathan beat Baruz from the back? Sorry, guys.
No, not from the back.
I don't think Baruz can beat him enough by the back if he does to win from the other shots, especially from the front.
So Paul, you think Nathan wins in the front double, the front lat, front ab and thigh,
Most muscular.
and the side shots?
Side shots, I think, will be close, very close.
I think Baruz got side shots.
I agree.
Yeah, Nathan's no slouch from the side either, though, so he doesn't give up a lot there, I don't think.
I think Nathan's side try isn't his best shot. I think Baruz will definitely beat him in the side try. I think the side chest, like Nathan is one of those guys that kind of poses the side try a little like crunched in, not great. And his side leg isn't like insane like Baruz's. Side chest, I think, is close. I think side try is an absolute Baruz shot. I think the back shots are both Baruz, yeah.
So I think the one thing that's tricky about Nathan is he's extremely muscular, but he's also extremely compact.
Yeah.
So on stage, he's not an overly like wide guy. So
Yeah, but neither is Baruz, I don't think so.
But he's got an impressive taper.
Yes, he's got an impressive taper. Yes, for sure.
Yeah. They
Okay,
both
well, okay, let's go. Let's
It's
just
a great
you know what?
matchup. Yeah.
You know what? Let's just do this. Fuck it. Okay, I love that people get really mad that I fuck up these. People are so angry at the way I
You
use.
just need to have the actual fucking equation plugged in.
I don't want to now. You know what? People keep telling me to plug it in, and I'm like, you know what? I think I like the fact that they get really mad at me.
Yeah,
Yeah.
plus it keeps us sharp on math.
Oops.
Well, clearly not.
Yeah, clearly not. What am I doing?
Delete.
I know. Shut up. Shut up. Okay. Paul, you can get in on this one.
Yep.
Okay, go ahead. Who should go first? Ian, you won, so you have to go last. Mike, you lost, so you should go first.
Baruz. Actually, no, Nathan.
Mhm.
Okay.
A tough call.
Paul? Oh,
I think Nate.
sorry. Paul. Lozon. Nathan. Ian?
Baruz, please.
I think we're all going to go the opposite the other way, right?
You're going Bruce for that?
Yeah, I'm going Bruce. Don't change it now, Paul.
I'm not. I feel confident about Nathan.
Okay. Mike, who do you have third?
Oh no, let me see again.
Sorry. I think, well, I don't want to speak for you, but for people watching,
Mm,
it's Amir or Christian, I believe, are probably going to be in the third spot, one or the other.
Christian.
Christian. Okay. Let me go back.
Can we see what he looks like? No, not in that picture.
That's the only picture you get to see.
Thought you meant like right now.
Like, call him. I wanna see him. I like Amir. I just don't. I like his flow better. I don't like Amir because of I feel like he's like
Amir
thicker
Still's
through the torso.
The tricky
He
thing,
gets like crazy condition, like he gets fucking wildly tight. But
not to like sway your decision at all, because I don't think it will, but just for people listening, I think the tough part is going to be that Christian is probably more muscular, more shapely than Amir, but Amir is going to be like
Yeah.
inside out conditioned.
yeah,
Right.
so, like,
But Christian will still be in excellent condition.
Yeah, but like, look at this. This
Yeah,
is
no.
it's fucking like this draws your eye, and I think that might just get him third place because of the fucking
Yeah. They rewarded him last time for it.
yeah. Like I was shocked when he like, people. What
yeah,
show did
fuck.
he?
I put him in third for me. Amir, and then Christian.
Christian's legs are crazy though. I don't know. It's tough. Okay. Let me go back. Sorry. I don't know how to switch between these without stopping first. Okay. What are you gonna do, Christian?
Oh, Amir.
Oh, Amir. Amir. I'm torn myself just because of the like dichotomy of the two strengths, but I think I'm gonna go Christian. Paul?
I prefer Christian's physique, but I think Amir's going to get rewarded
No,
again.
no one cares what you prefer. We just want to know what you're picking.
I prefer him too. I prefer him too. I do though. I do. I want to put that out there too.
Paul, what are you picking?
Amir.
Ian?
Well, right now, Mike and Paul have the same, and me and Fouad have the same. So I almost need to like pick Amir to like switch it. But I think I want to put Christian the same as you.
You can't, doesn't matter what you want. Don't do what Paul did.
Nobody. What I prefer.
No.
I think I'm gonna
Yeah,
go.
all you have to do is say you preferred the other one and pick.
Right.
that.
I'm gonna stay with Christian. I'm gonna stay with Christian.
Okay. And then who else did we have? Sorry, I got to go back.
Yeah, who are the other guys in that picture?
We covered a
looked at
couple of
them
them.
all. We just looked at them all.
I know. I just need to. Sorry, I just forgot. So we have the 20. Oh, this guy. That's actually pretty good picks. I'm just gonna
Yeah,
go.
like his
I'm
picks
just
are
gonna
good.
go with Bodybuilders Without Borders. He's got it right. Except for these. Yeah, he might have all of them right. Okay. I'm picking this. So
Yeah, I'm pretty much picking that too. Actually, I put Kuba ahead of the fucking tall guy in front of him. That
you want
Justin. I put him ahead of Justin.
Oh, you want Anthony, Kuba, Justin. Is that what you want?
Yeah, that's what we said.
Yeah. Yeah.
Anthony, Justin, Kuba. Paul?
What am I at? My fourth pick?
Yeah, 4, 5, 6. What do you want?
Wolski. I'm gonna go. What's that guy's name?
Which
The fourth guy? Or the fifth guy?
What's
sorry.
his face?
Anthony.
Anthony.
Wait a minute.
Sorry.
Mine's fucked up. You motherfuckers weren't going to tell me. Amir.
We can't see yours.
Yeah, I can't see anything.
Oh, you're not looking.
No,
I'm
we're
looking at
just
the
looking
sheet.
at the.
I'm looking at the sheet by myself. Fuck. Okay. Okay. I got Amir here. Anthony, Justin, Kuba. Actually, you forgot to put Wolski in here, Mike.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. And then Paul, what are you doing with Anthony, Kuba, and Justin? We're going to assume they're 5, 6, 7.
I'm gonna go Kuba.
Kuba.
Then
who?
Anthony. And then Justin.
Okay.
What is
Ian.
it to that?
Amir,
Shit.
Anthony, Justin, Kuba.
Okay. 1 second. I sent somebody a link, but I don't see them
For what?
to come on with us.
Yeah, I saw that. Who is that?
Oh my God. I sent her the wrong fuck.
Her?
Yeah. We're going to have a woman on for once. But should I get her on?
Oh no! No!
Should I get her on for placings?
Well, who is it?
We can make her shave her head.
Does she know bodybuilding to guest placings?
She said she does.
Okay, well, we got to get her placings then.
1 second.
I'll be right back.
Okay, go. I'll edit this part out.
All scared he's leaving. There's a woman coming.
Paul's going to tell his wife that a girl's coming on just so he knows.
Hey, honey, if you hear a voice, it's a...
Just to let you know, Fouad did it. I didn't know about it.
Well, I always talk to women that are like, you never have a woman on the show. So I was like, okay, I'm going to try and do this out.
Do we know this woman personally?
No, we don't. It's just a
Oh,
random,
none of us have met her.
random
It's a
fan.
random person?
Yes.
Whoa.
Yeah, we're doing something new today.
We've done this once before, actually.
Yeah, we have.
I don't like new people.
I hope she sees it. How long are we going to wait for
She's got a minute.
her? Mike's like 30 seconds.
She's on the
Now we're
clock. She's on the clock. Ah, she's out.
I feel so bad now. Who has a Ymail account? What's Ymail?
I didn't even know that was a thing.
I didn't either. That's why I
Yahoo?
said. That's why I sent it to Gmail, because I was like, "What the fuck is Ymail?" I thought it was like a. I thought it was
Oh, she sounds like a freak. Don't fucking invite her, man. Why mail? What the fuck? Child trafficking or something, man. Get out of there.
Okay, I'm curious to see what her picks are. This will be interesting. See, maybe the woman will get it right.
I don't think he has her phone number to text her. We don't know her.
I don't have her phone
IG?
number.
IG.
I don't have her phone number, man. Don't get me in trouble.
What's on IG?
He's like,
You want me to call her? You sent me the number.
He's like, call her. Did not, you fucking asshole. Oh wait, there she is.
Hello.
Hello.
Who is this?
Hi, Peaches. Is that, do you want to go by Peaches? Is that where you're going by?
That is normally, yes, what I go by.
What's
Yes.
your real name?
Jocelyn.
Jocelyn, meet Paul, Ian, and Mike.
I know all of you guys. Hello.
So we've been recording for like an hour, so we are going to get off soon, so we don't have a lot of time.
Okay.
But I messed up. It's my fault because I sent it to your Gmail account, but you don't have a Gmail account.
I mean, I do, but it always happens with that particular email because everyone's like, what the hell is Ymail?
Yeah, I thought
So-
I thought it was a typo, so I sent it to Gmail. So
Yeah.
some
I
person.
thought you were a commie. I thought you were a commie.
What is this fucking Ymail shit?
All right. Now, you know what? Let's back up one step. I just want to know what you think about the Olympia. So you said you follow Open Men's Bodybuilding. And
Thank you.
you said you know it pretty well.
Hmm.
So
Thanks to my husband. Yes.
thanks to your husband. So
Yes.
what do you think? Can you list the top 10 for me really quick that you think will be the top 10?
Coming up this year.
Mhm.
Oh, because we were just talking about this, yeah.
I kind of
Well,
put
just
it,
going based off of who's already qualified. Um,
what if you just
I
had to
was look-
base it on everybody that you think is going to be there?
ooh. Um, I think I would love to think that I believe that Derek will probably win again,
Okay.
but Hottie did come in the Arnold a lot more conditioned than he did at the Olympia. So if he can bring that same package that he brought to the Arnold to the Olympia, then depending on if Derek can beat his last year's. So I
Okay.
would say those are going to be for sure the top two.
Okay, Derek Hottie.
Um,
You don't have to do them in order. We just want to know. I just want to know what your top 10 are.
okay. Okay. I forgot what is his name? Martin.
Okay, Martin. That's a good one.
Um, I have a soft spot for Bonac. I think it's just because he is
Totally.
relatively
Does your
older.
does your husband know that?
It's not like that. Not like that.
Saying.
Not like that.
I don't know if he knows.
It's
Just
okay.
asking.
It's okay. He has a soft spot for wellness, the Olympian, so it's okay. It's fine.
Who's his favorite wellness girl?
Francie Ellie.
Does that bother you?
No, I have a girl crush on her too.
Just kidding. Okay.
We share the same crush.
Oh, okay. Nice. Anybody else in the Nick?
Nick.
Okay,
I
Nick.
do think I hope he doesn't get injured again.
It's kind of a jinx, but okay.
No, it's not.
Just
You hear that,
kidding.
Nick? You hear that?
No, it's not. Oh my gosh, I'm drawing a blank on his name now.
Samson? How about Samson?
Samson, yes.
Okay,
Samson.
throw my boy
He
in
was
there.
yes. He was gonna be after the one I can't remember. I can literally picture him. Oh, Tonio.
Predator.
Predator. I want to see Beef Stew. I definitely want to see him in there.
Who?
I don't know. Huh?
Oh, Tonio. Somebody else? Did you say
No.
somebody else?
Stew.
Oh, Stu.
Stew.
So
I was like, how do you?
he's doing Vancouver, I think, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, he could qualify there.
Qualifying.
Okay. So you want to see him there. Do you think he's going to be there?
It's hard to say because I feel like when people do back-to-back shows like that, especially for these men who are so large, it's definitely, I feel like it's harder. Like, whereas like a bikini girl, like someone like Ashley Callswater, who does like back to back to back to back. So I feel like if he can, then I would love to see him there because I actually saw him in person at the Cal last year because I did the Cal last year. So I got to see him in person.
So you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You get 2 more. Can you name 2 more?
Yes, I can. I know they'll pop in my head.
This is your bro chat quiz. This is your interview.
My interview. The Korean guy, I think like if he were to come in, not the Roast Recent show he did, I think he did Toronto, but the one he did before that, if he came in just a little sharper, then I think he could get there.
Is she talking about the guy that's working with Milos, bodybuilder Chol, I think his name is. What is his name?
Sure.
He's Korean.
Oh, it was a Toronto?
There's a few of those decent Korean guys around.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah,
from last year, you still have, if you're talking from last year's Olympia, there's still Brandon, Andrew, and then we don't know if Rami's.
Oh, Akeem.
Yeah. Okay, one more.
And then,
do you think Brandon, Andrew, Hunter, do you think any of them will be in the top 10?
Hunter.
Okay, Hunter
for sure.
Are you willing to bet anything on these picks? No.
I'm not going to shave my head. So.
That's where I was going with it. I was going to say.
No, I will. I've done that once before. I'm not doing that again.
Okay. Okay. All right. That's your picks for the Olympia or whatever, your top 10, not in order. But I wanted to ask you, since you're here, what your picks were for the show this weekend. This is the top 7 that we know are competing. Yeah, the
It
Italy
was
show.
Italy, right?
Yeah. So I'm gonna put your name on the sheet, and you got to give up something if you lose. So I don't know what you're willing to do for losing.
Well, throw out some ideas.
1 second.
Your husband's got to shave his head.
Yeah,
I'm not going to shave my head.
you got to make your husband. You got to make your husband shave his head.
No. Mm-mm.
Why not?
No.
Somebody's got to take the. Does he have a nice head of hair, or is he like a bald bodybuilder like us?
I don't want him to. No.
What's he look like? I'm curious now.
You'll have to look on my Instagram. He's like right on the front, right on the top.
All right, let's see.
He's a bodybuilder. He competes, you said?
He used to. He's a power lifter. He competed.
Is he really a power lifter, or is just a guy in the gym that lifts really heavy?
No, he really is.
Okay, let's see.
I've seen him compete.
This is Jocelyn's Instagram. If you want to follow her, it's Mrs. J Peaches. This is her. Where is this? Your husband here? Oh, he's got like a nice head of hair there under there.
Oh yeah, he's a cowboy.
Oh, we can't make that guy shave it. Yeah, for sure. That's a good punishment though. Maybe he's got to shave his beard then.
No, absolutely not. No. That's just like when Paul, you try to get Paul to shave his beard, and he was like, "All right, I'll do a mustache."
Yeah.
He didn't want to cut his hair, but he was like, "I'll do a mustache." But
okay.
I'm not.
Yeah,
the beard can't go either.
One second.
I'll get a tattoo.
Well, that's not okay.
Like
you
always says.
You got to get a bro chat tattoo.
Okay.
No way. You won't.
Mike says this every time. He's like, "Yeah, no problem."
Will you really?
Yeah.
Okay. She's getting a bro chat tattoo if she loses.
Oh,
all right.
We got Seth here too.
Yeah,
Well,
I got everybody in here to get this bet going.
Oh man.
Okay. Jocelyn,
Yes.
do you know the guys, or do you want me to show them to you again?
I did look at them. I'm trying to.
Let me show
Their
you.
names are what's gonna.
He's got no shirt
mess
on all
me
the
up.
time. What are you doing, bro?
I just got out of the pool. I was in the pool.
Look, we know you're fucking. We know you're fucking.
We know you're
jacked.
jacked, bro. Come
We know you
on.
fucking see the shit. We're just joking, Seth. Leave it. It'll give me some OnlyFans people.
Yeah, you look great. Son.
Only
Put the camera
fans
low-
people.
Put the camera lower, man. Tilt it a bit. Down.
We want to see your nips.
That's the extra.
Nope.
That's the extra.
That's the extra money. Okay, Seth. If you didn't notice, we have a woman on Bro Chat for the first time ever.
Oh, congratulations. Hello.
Thank you. I did say that on a separate podcast that I would be the first one, so it came true.
I think we had a woman on Bodybuilding and Bollocks, right, Ian? I think we had Missy Trescott on Bodybuilding and Bollocks.
Yeah.
Oh, I love
think-
Missy.
I think this is.
Yeah,
the
I
first.
think over the 400 episodes I've done on this, I think we maybe had 2 women on the podcast.
I think I've done
Yeah.
something like 600 episodes, and
I
I
had
think
done 300 with you as of last year, so
Yeah.
I was the most. I think I'm close to 400 now.
you're definitely the winner. Okay. These are Seth. Obviously, I'm showing you two as well because we want to get your picks. But these are the top 7 we believe, since we can't find a list anywhere.
Well, the
Who's
list won't.
the? I
wait,
found the lister. I got
So
an
this is-
email for it.
So Jocelyn, we got, just in case you don't, do you know all these guys or no?
I don't like. I couldn't point at him and be like, "That's the name." But the one in the middle,
Okay,
I would
this
say
is-
is first.
This guy's first.
Yes.
Okay, so let me just write this down so I have to go back and forth. Nathan is first. Who's second?
No time today.
Okay, I do have the list here. There's no one really else.
Okay, we'll just go with these 7. That's fine.
Top left.
Top left, Baruz.
Samir Trudy.
Mm-hmm.
Paul, you want to put him in first place or what?
Maybe.
No, not based on the last show that he
Okay,
did.
so first, second. What else you got?
Bottom right, all the way on the right.
Cuba.
Third. Mm-hmm.
Your tattoo's gonna look great.
Yeah, we didn't say where you have to get it. It's on your face.
I'm not getting a face tattoo. Come on now.
Okay.
I got a pro card to win, so
When are you competing?
It'll help you.
Nationals July 26th.
Oh, good luck. That's great.
Thank you.
What are you competing in? Figure, fitness, wellness?
Wellness.
Wellness. All right. Well, good for you. Congratulations and good luck on your Pro card.
Thank
Earning
you.
your pro card. That's awesome.
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
Let's go back.
And then the fourth
Okay.
one.
4.
Are we going? How far are we going up? All the way to 7?
Yeah, go all the way to 7. Just go pick.
Okay. Bottom left.
Bottom left is Wolski. Is 4th. Okay.
Top right.
Amir. Okay.
I'm gonna go with bottom middle right. And then,
Middle right. The blonde hair guy is Justin.
Yeah.
No.
And then
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
Justin.
Yeah. And then Anthony.
And Nan.
yes.
Okay. And this is Jocelyn's picks.
Yes.
Okay. Seth.
Jocelyn's getting a tattoo.
Yeah.
I'm totally doing this on purpose.
No, you're...
I just wanted a bro chat tattoo so bad.
There you got
Seth?
it.
Seth.
I'll get it right here.
No, you won't. There's no way.
No, I won't. No, I won't. You're right, I won't.
Right across the neck. Yeah.
Seth, do you have anything? Do you have anything to ask the young lady for her
You
first time
guys,
on Broad? Is that your
did-
son? You introduce us to your son?
It's
Get him
just a
on.
dude's weekend because the
Yeah,
girls
he's
are
like,
away
I
at
don't want to.
gymnastics camp.
Oh,
Oh,
the
yeah.
girls are gone.
Aw.
Yeah, they went to Oklahoma, so he and I have been hanging out for the past 3 days together.
What does a dude's weekend consist of with you and your son? Do you guys eat pizza, or does he just make? Do you make him eat like chicken and salad? Like, what are you doing with her?
So I mean, he was packing orders all morning long, just causing mayhem at the warehouse, and then we went and ate Chipotle together, came home, cleaned, and then I was packing because I have to leave on Sunday.
For
But
what?
then I told him we'd go in the pool, so we've been in the pool for a couple hours, and now I just made him a quesadilla. Like,
Nice.
Nice.
then we're gonna
somebody-
watch a shark movie tonight.
I wish somebody would make me a quesadilla.
Yeah, me too. I'm starving.
Same.
Same.
I can't eat it, but I'll stare at it.
Where are you going on Sunday?
I got to go out to Vegas
For what?
Nice.
You got an appearance or something?
conference.
Conference?
Oh.
What kind of conference? What is this top secret? Tell me. Is it like a top secret conference, or can you tell us what's going on?
It's not a top secret conference, but for everybody that knows will know, it's a big deal that we've been working on as a company.
Oh, good for you, man. That's awesome.
Yeah, so we're
Yeah.
excited.
How'd the launch go of your summer collection? Good.
Very, very well. Thank
Good.
you.
Good.
We have a lot of orders to go through, and that's always the next stressful part. The stressful part's like hoping it goes well,
Yeah.
and then the next is like, hey, let's make sure that we get all these orders out in a timely fashion and not fuck them up.
It's funny because the sales part is like stressful, then the getting it out is stressful, and then you're like, let's see how many customer service complaints I have. And then you have to deal with that.
It's just
So
one
it's-
after another. I'm like,
It's like a 3-parter, yeah.
it really is. I
Okay,
love it and hate it at the same time.
I know.
Hey, quick question about Nathan. Is there
Yes.
any pictures updated in comparison from this morning? Because this morning I
think-
saw some, but I didn't know if I saw anything like the
I think this
latest and
morning's.
greatest.
I think this is the only like the newest thing that we've seen so far that we know of. And then we had this, but we already kind of talked about this. And it like Iain was saying, the lighting, which is kind of throws off the way his legs
Terrible,
look, and then
It's
also
backlit, like there's backlighting there. Like
yeah, and he might be depleted because he's just, like fucking
Yeah.
2 or 3 days out. So I don't know if
Oh,
like because if you look at his legs, like here, no, not
Yeah.
that one. Fuck,
No, the one brought up.
Yeah, yeah.
Right
No,
there.
up.
The green
up,
front.
up.
yeah, there.
Right.
I mean, that's wild.
yeah, dude, that's kind of where I was like, I'm like, the lighting was shit, and I think that the coach must have brought him down like super hard. Like that's
Yeah.
the only thing I could think.
That's what I thought too. I was like, they must be depleting him. Plus the lighting's crap. I'm like, I don't know.
I trust the fan enough that I think if Nathan has looked good at a point in this prep, he will look his best on stage.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah.
What are you,
I mean-
Jocelyn? What are you eating?
I'm meal prepping, but
What are you meal prepping?
this
I want to know.
is chopped
Frozen
tail.
chocolate. Okay.
Oh, that's gross. Is that
Oh,
gross? Who's making you eat that?
Me.
Are you coaching
I
yourself?
can't. No.
Oh,
Her name's Aubrey, but no, I just because she has me eating 2 cups of greens after post workout, so I'm doing faster workouts right now.
okay.
So this is the only thing I can really stomach after a workout.
Are you shredded yet?
I don't know.
All right, Seth. Do you want to see anybody else before we move on?
I mean, I really, really, really want to see Nathan nail it. I want to see him nail it.
Okay, but Seth, I asked some of these questions before you were on. Question for you.
Okay.
Let's say everybody's 100%. Do you think Nathan can beat Baruz from the back?
Oh. Yeah, he can. I think he can, but I don't know if he will.
Because the way we were kind of think of it is they might trade side shots. I think most of us agreed that Baruz would probably win from the back and Nathan would probably win from the front. I think that's kind of how we all kind of saw it.
If Nathan is at his best, that I think he could challenge him from the back, but I don't. It's tough. I'll put Nathan in first and Baruz in second.
Okay, let me go back here. Okay, Seth, Nathan, Baruz. Okay.
The
Then you
four
go,
of those,
let me go back to it for you. Okay. Then we have Amir, Christian, Anthony, Justin, and Kuba. If you want to see, if you want to see more picks, that's Amir from the back.
he's not the most impressive from his front shots of being like his front double by and his front lat.
Right.
Front lat, it's
like this is not a shot at all.
Yeah.
You guys are good. You can go in. Yeah.
I think I'm going to go with Christian.
Like no one can see you. You can just walk by.
And
Oh no, you're fine.
I can hear you, Jocelyn.
Oh, sorry.
Okay. Sorry, Seth. You were saying who?
You're good.
Christian?
I think I mean it's going to be between. I think it'll be between him and
Amir.
Amir.
Yeah.
For third.
Which way are you going though? Paul tried this shit too. Paul was like,
I told you I prefer.
Paul was like, I prefer Christian. I'm like, I don't care who you prefer. Who are you picking?
I'm picking Christian over Amir.
Okay, we got Wolski. Amir's fourth, I'm assuming.
Go back real quick.
Look at Seth's making me work for this motherfucker.
Oh, so sorry.
I'm just joking. Okay. Let me go back again. Here. Okay. Amir, Anthony, Justin, Kuba. Anthony's relatively new. If you want to take a look at him real quick.
Yeah, I haven't seen much on him. I think I saw him on Rise and Thrive.
He's pretty balanced. He's a big dude.
Works with Stefan as well. Go close that video and go to the top right. The picture's there.
It's just emotional ones, Iain. I don't want to see that.
Click the middle.
Do we have a back shot of him?
Yeah, the middle. No, top middle there.
Wait, I just want to see this. He's a big fucking dude, eh? Top
He's
middle.
a very large man.
Oh, yeah, those.
That's a great shot. Oh, there we go. It's the back.
I like him.
There's if
I
you
like
wait.
him. I think that Amir will condition him. Probably be a little harder. I'll put Amir and then Amir in front of him. So Amir, Anthony.
One sec. Amir.
Good.
That's too late, Paul.
Just one.
Paul, you can't change anything.
Paul,
You're done, Paul.
you can't be
done.
influenced by Jocelyn and Seth.
God, I think he's going to be Kuba.
What's Kuba's I haven't seen any of his stage shots.
I love Paul's got Kuba at fifth over Anthony. You could be
Yeah, I
right.
want to flop that.
No, you could be right. That's okay. Just keep your picks. You can't change picks based on other people, but we did also make a rule that you can change until the episode's over. So
Yes, we did.
yeah. Okay. So you want to change
Kuba and Anthony.
Okay.
Just
Anthony.
flop those two.
I'm gonna.
Thank you.
There's probably an easier way to do that on Excel, but I don't know. So anyway.
Right. Yeah.
Okay. Who are you doing 6 and 7, Seth? Come on, dude. It's 6 and 7.
Yeah, I'm gonna take. Well, I don't want a tattoo on my forehead either. Or have to shave my head. I'm probably gonna put Justin and then Cuba.
Dustin and Cuba. Okay. Jocelyn's picks. I'm going to fill in just to make sure we have them. Nathan.
I don't know.
Cruz. And we got Cuba. She's getting a tattoo for sure, Seth. You're safe.
Yeah. Cuba's the more I look at him, I just looked at his rear shots.
Cuba's good.
He's in
If we
shape.
work off the
So
place,
what?
did not hurt her that bad.
Wait,
What
wait.
is everyone else's punishment?
Oh, we haven't figured that out yet. We just figured.
Oh, I just figured out mine. How nice.
Well, we
Great
figured
debate of every podcast. Yeah.
we figured we were safe with your picks, so we just did. No,
I've been punished.
But then does that
I'll
mean Ian's going to stay undefeated?
Ian's no, I got better picks than Ian this time.
You say this every week, and I still win every week. So I mean,
Dude, you beat me by 1 point last week. Fuck you.
hey, a win's a win, buddy. It doesn't matter if it's an inch or a mile. It's still a win.
Okay, we got everybody's picks.
Almost had me.
I will
You know.
as my punishment, I will grow my facial hair out everywhere. I won't like trim my
cheeks.
eyes.
Eyebrows too.
I will grow it out for 3
I
weeks.
just want you to grow your mustache and leave everything else.
Dude, do you see
You
my
have to
eyes
trim,
here?
trim
If I don't-
everything else.
Mike, if I don't shave this, I will literally grow a
Trim
beard.
everything else except for your cheeks and your mustache.
And your neck. Don't touch your neck.
In my neck.
Yeah, just this upper tier. The whole upper tier stays.
Yeah, just there. Just connected to my sideburns.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm jealous of the high beard that you can
Dude.
get.
It
And get-
sucks. No, don't be jealous. I would trade you in a
He
heartbeat.
could grow hair on his under eyelids.
I do. I could. If I just let everything grow, it would just be like you'd see my nose. That's it. Jocelyn, what's your do you have a favorite bro chat moment? Putting you on the spot again.
What's your
Emo Mike.
Emo
Emo
Mike.
Mike was my
Mike was
Emo Mike. That was probably the best one so
Seth,
far.
did you ever
but-
see? You didn't see Emo Mike, did you?
I think as I scrolled through some of the bodybuilding and bullocks
Yeah.
channel,
Yeah,
so it's
yeah.
funny as fuck. That meme channel is pretty great.
Dude,
Yeah.
Brandon does such a good job. It's like, it's wild,
You know
man.
what he
I'm
needs to start doing again that I thought was the fucking best is when he did some of those, or whoever did, it wasn't him, maybe those cartoons.
Well, I
that
met
was
that guy.
Luke. That was Luke George Whitehouse.
Yeah, I met
Man,
him.
that one that we had like with the Spider-Man one stuff, those
Yeah.
were some of the funniest things we ever had. Like
I
those
think
were-
it's a lot of work to create.
Oh, I
those.
can imagine that's
Yeah,
a ton
yeah,
of work.
Yeah. But he
Dude,
did
if
like,
you have a good meme page, a
yeah.
lot of respect for you because it's not easy to
Dude,
be funny like that.
I tell Brandon all the time, this podcast is partly as big as it is because of him and how he makes us like, he basically takes the best parts of the podcast and lets everybody see it who doesn't want to watch 2
This is
hours
good.
of nonsense. Okay, so Emo Mike is your favorite. How many times do you use a towel before you wash it?
Oh, your husband.
No, you, not your husband. How many
Okay.
times? How many times do you use a towel to dry off before you throw it in
No.
the wash?
Let me ask you this: does your
Yeah.
husband use or use towel?
No, let her answer the first question first. If you,
I'm like a 2,
you're lying.
like 2 times.
I can tell
But-
you're lying.
Like 2. Well,
Two?
it depends because I use 2 different towels. I use one just for my hair and then one just for my body.
Right. We don't have an experience with that, so this is all
Yeah,
new
no.
to us.
Well, so that's why it's different. But I also always do the laundry, so
So
Okay,
Dude, you see, with all this, I need a separate towel for this now.
you're almost there now, yeah.
Right after.
I got so
You
much
have to
pink
get-
hair, I'll need a towel for it.
you have to get the one that wraps.
Yeah. Okay, Paul, go ahead. What do you want to ask her?
So if you use a towel twice, is that like I assume it's your second use? Like, did your husband use it first, and you use his towel?
Oh, we don't share towels.
That backfired. Paul was trying to sneak it.
I know. The best part about that was
You could have to.
the best part about that was Paul thought she was gonna go his direction. Oh yeah, we
yeah.
share
Get
towel.
away with it. He thought he was gonna get away.
Okay.
He's just
Okay,
leading her right
but-
there. She
Yeah.
fucking turned around.
He led the witness and it didn't work at all. Yeah.
But does your husband use your towel?
No. She said
I hope not.
He does. He probably does.
ask him. Is he home? Ask him.
No, he's
He might
He
not-
probably does.
he's doing shoulders right now.
Okay, let me ask you this. Do
Yes.
you guys have separate hooks in the bathroom for your towels?
Yes.
Paul.
Do you?
See?
What, you have, like one left, one right.
I mean, I have a daughter too, so she has her own hook. He has one. She
Paul's
has
so
like I have one.
I'm so mesmerized by this.
So what do you got? Like 3 hooks on your bathroom door?
Paul's family of 4 uses
We
the
have
same towel.
we have 4. We have 4.
I got 2 daughters too, but I don't know. I don't know whose towel I'm using half the time. I
Can you
just grab-
remember like the man's hook is on the left and the woman's hook's on the right? Is that hard to remember?
We don't have that breakdown here. It's just random.
We don't
just grab
towel
whatever.
discriminate.
I
in our
don't. It's
house.
not random because I've spoken to your wife and she has no idea you're using her towel.
Yeah, I don't think you knew, but she gets mad if I don't.
Is she what?
She gets mad at me if I don't leave her a dry one.
Yeah, because she doesn't want using her towel.
That's how she knows you're using her towel. It's
It's
soaking
so easy.
wet.
Melissa and I don't even use the same bathroom to shower in, so it's so much easier now. You know.
Really? Oh, that's
That-
awesome.
I shower in our ensuite. She showers in like the main bathroom because like it's bigger and she like does her like hair and shit in there. So we use 2 separate bathrooms. Yeah.
Seth,
know,
I think
if Lazy,
wait.
I would do the same thing.
no, you would not. Okay, Seth.
I'll just-
Hey, you know what now that you said that, you know what I realized about Paul the other day? I finally figured it out.
What?
He won't. It's not that he doesn't like soup or whatever. He won't eat anything that will either make a mess or takes too much effort or can't fill enough onto a spoon.
Yeah, I admit that. I don't eat peanuts either. Shells.
Why?
They're delicious.
Oh, because you don't want to crack the
That
shell.
is, that is stupid. I fucking hate that. That's
What
stupid.
if they're shelled already? What if they're already out of the shell?
Oh, that'll eat them. Yeah, for sure. I eat them every day.
Because you can handful it. I'm
Yeah.
telling you, it's a consumption thing.
He's like, I won't eat peanuts, and then he goes back to eat them every
It's
day.
not consumption.
Yeah, but
It's
only if
Yeah,
you
every
can.
day.
But he
Every day
wants to be able
I
to
want peanuts.
scoop it. Like he wants to scoop a whole bunch and
It's
shove it in his mouth.
It's efficiency, not consuming.
Paul, what was it we were talking about on the when we were at the gym and we were saying I don't like eating that because it's too slow. It was with a spoon. It wasn't soup. It was something else, or maybe
Yeah.
it was. Maybe it was soup. And we realized that
Oh.
it's just because you couldn't get enough soup on the spoon.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
It's such a strange.
What about
Yeah,
a stew? Would you eat a stew?
Yeah, I like stew. Yeah.
You can put a good amount on the spoon there.
Yeah,
Jocelyn,
well,
soup.
Jocelyn, spoon or fork if you're eating chicken or rice? Spoon or fork? Come on, you're a woman. You have to. Oh
yeah,
my
stick-
God. I keep losing this
Spoon.
to everybody.
Yep.
Okay.
Because then sometimes the rice gets stuck in the fork, and then just yeah,
Well, but you can't get much rice.
Forks and rice don't work. You gotta have a spoon.
No.
yeah.
Seth?
I prefer the shovel.
Oh, it's me. I'm like the only one, eh?
Yeah,
I mean,
you
I'll
just-
eat the fork, but I prefer a spoon.
I got to tell you
But-
guys, since we've been having this debate, I've been using a spoon more.
Hmm.
And you
but
realize
now,
how more efficient it is.
It's
Peer
bothering.
pressure.
It's bothering
if
me.
you're gonna eat chicken and rice, do you put it on a plate or in a bowl?
Bowl.
Who the fuck eats off plates? You do that, Paul?
No, I think Fouad,
No, I never did that ever.
I think Fouad does that.
That's crazy. I don't know a
Okay.
single bodybuilder that eats off of plates unless they're eating like a steak and potatoes, you know?
Okay, hold on.
Fouad, you eat a bowl, right?
Okay,
Or,
hold
I mean,
on. Just hold on. If all the bowls are in the sink and I haven't done the dishes that day,
Wash your goddamn bowls, you lazy fuck.
at the end of the day, I throw everything in the dishwasher. But if I've
many
eaten,
How many bowls you got? How many bowls you got?
like 6,
How many bowls you got?
I'm just saying, like,
How many bowls do you have in your house, Paul?
I got a lot of bowls. I
oh,
must have
just no towels,
25 bowls.
just no towels.
35 bowls.
35 bowls, but 3
5
towels.
Yeah, well, I go to work, so I got to bring Tupperware too.
Oh, you're
Mhm.
counting Tupperware bowls too. I'm only counting glass bowls.
You glass Tupperware or plastic Tupperware?
I switched to glass a couple years ago.
Good job.
Yeah, thanks,
Good
Mike.
job.
Yeah,
Proud of
Trying
you.
to get those microplastics out of his balls, you
No
know?
plastic in your balls.
no balls, no zero.
Jocelyn, what favorite fast food?
Ooh, I love In-N-Out. In-N-Out's always my favorite.
Yeah, we don't have that here.
No, we don't. Second favorite fast food of the big chains. What's your favorite fast food of the big chains?
The big three.
The big three. What's the big three, Paul?
What's the big 3?
Yeah, I was gonna say, what are the
Wendy.
big 3?
Wendy's,
McDonald's.
Wait,
Burger King.
Burger King.
McDonald's, Burger King, and Wendy's?
Yeah.
What about Taco Bell and KFC?
No, I have burgers. Burgers.
Oh, we're only talking. But I asked fast food. I asked for like anything.
I associate
Some
that
people
with
might
burgers.
say Taco Bell.
Technically, Chipotle's fast food, isn't it?
Yeah,
Does it have drive-thru?
it's too good.
Too healthy. It's too
Yeah,
healthy.
too healthy.
Gotta have a drive-through.
Oh yeah, Paul's
It has to have a drive. Starbucks.
prerequisite has to have a drive-through. Yeah.
Drive
Starbucks.
Otherwise, I'm not
Starbucks. They have food.
Food.
Starbucks.
Yeah,
Nah,
they
you
have
don't
food.
get. They don't got much food.
Yeah, they got like sandwiches
They're
and
good
shit.
food.
They got.
They have cake pops. They have breakfast sandwiches. They have sandwiches.
Have you ever had a sandwich there, Paul? They're delicious.
I've never had a
hate
Starbucks
their
sandwich.
So you're
I've
just
had.
you're spouting off and you have no idea.
I didn't even know they had sandwiches. To be honest with you, I'd never seen. I've seen banana bread. I've seen.
You've been in the store, haven't you?
Yeah, but they don't have sandwiches on display.
Yeah, they
Yeah,
do.
they,
Yes, they do.
In the window.
they literally have
In
a
the-
glass case with the sandwiches in them.
Not the one here.
Yes, it does. Don't lie. I
Windsor doesn't do that. Windsor doesn't
Well,
do
they
that.
don't display them prominently because I've never.
They
they've never
do.
It's right where you pay, man.
Starbucks is the exact same.
They're right at the registry. You fucking liar.
They're literally like carbon copies of each other. All of them.
Unless he goes through the drive-through and he just doesn't
No.
look at the menu.
He's been in there. He's lying. He's lying. He's too
I've
stupid.
never.
Yeah.
I've never noticed played prominently at a Starbucks before.
Is that the Starbucks that we go to like at the gas station
Yes.
there?
Yes.
Oh yeah, for sure they're there. Yeah.
Yes.
You got to look for them because they're not. They're
You just need to stand in line.
They're not
You
You
just
gotta
gotta
look.
stand in
You
line.
gotta look for them. Yeah, they hide them. You
they don't feature them. That's
Oh
for
my
sure.
god.
Jocelyn, you're
What
a
are you
huge.
talking about?
You said you're a huge fan of the podcast. Can you tell me why? Because
Yes.
I'm always like a little bit blown away when like women watch the show, and because we're all fucked a little bit.
I mean, any bodybuilder is a little fucked in the head, so I think that
True.
just goes out the window.
Yeah.
But I started watching Bro Chat last prep when I was getting ready for the cow, and it was when Nick was on there. That one guy from the UK that has tattoos everywhere. I can't
Ben.
remember his name.
Ben's still.
Yes, Ben.
Ben's still with us.
and
He just hasn't been on. in a while.
Guy
Was
and
on.
Guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you've been watching ever
Yeah.
since.
But like in particular, like once prep happens, it's like I'm watching like old episodes and like
Yeah,
waiting.
yeah,
Like
yeah.
when you skipped a week and you guys had a week off, I was like, "Where's
was-
my cardio?
That
Where's
was
my
Ian's
cardio?"
fault.
pod?"
That was Ian's fault.
What the fuck?
Ian didn't want it. Ian's like, I don't want to do this shit anymore. And
You know what? I'm the only one. I'm the only one passionate enough about this podcast. That I was on your ass about your podcast to do it.
You were that week. That was my fault. I apologize. It won't happen again.
Yeah, I think for me it's just because going into the sport, I didn't know a lot. I've been competing. This will now be my fourth show total. My first national show, but my fourth show. And I think it was just like getting to hear it from a male's perspective is so much different than hearing it from a female's perspective. And there isn't a lot of English speaking wellness Olympians.
True.
And in particular, they don't have podcasts. So
Right.
I'm like, okay, well,
There's a
what
lot
can
of
I listen to?
there is a lot of crossover though, no? Like when we're talking about like eating or training or whatever, even if it's like at a different level because we're bigger bodybuilders or whatever, it's still like a lot of crossover in the feelings of it, no? Like you still relate
yeah,
when
absolutely.
you listen to it, do you still relate in a way?
Yeah. Mhm.
Yeah.
Even when you guys are talking about gear and stuff like that, I'm like, okay, obviously it's very different than like what I would take and then what you all would take or each and individual person.
You're
but
not
it's
taking
still-
you're not taking 2,000 milligrams of test?
Sure.
Does it sound like I'm taking
No,
2,000 milligrams?
Does it sound like I
Does it look like-
No, I'm just asking. I'm just wondering if that's okay. No.
If you are, that's very impressive. Yeah.
Yeah.
What about
Yes.
what about when we're like fucking disgusting? That doesn't bother you at all? No? Is that good to know that men are gross? Or are you like
Women are worse.
I was gonna say all people are gross, bro.
Women are
Yeah.
worse.
Women are worse. Women are
So
so much
I'm
worse.
gonna interject real
Go
quick.
ahead, Seth.
Fouad.
Yeah.
So I used to think that women were like so much different and docile and sweeter than us because we're just fucking degenerate dickheads. I have two daughters, and my oldest farts, shits, does all kind of fucked up shit, and she's like,
Maybe I have to
it opened my eyes that like as I was younger, I was like, why was I so afraid of women when I was younger in my teenage years?
Yeah, we're just as gross, if not worse.
Yeah,
Yes.
but I'm not talking
Yes.
about just shitting. I'm talking about like Paul using a penis pump and like
Well,
you know,
Oh no, they yeah,
Bring
those,
it up, Paul. Show us so you got it. No,
I threw it away.
He said he threw it away. I remember that
Threw it away.
episode.
Oh
I
my!
can see it on the shelf behind you. You're fucking hiding it.
Just grab it off the shelf there, Paul.
yeah, I think
Question, Mike, why do you know what it looks like?
Gotta
Yeah,
wrap up
that's true.
the towel.
You know, part of the problem is I feel weird asking women the disgusting questions that I ask the men. Like I wouldn't ask Jocelyn, like, do you wipe sitting down or standing up? Like I wouldn't ask her that.
No, we don't
Well, I
want
mean,
to know.
just
what
did.
women wipe
You
standing?
just did. You just
Yeah.
did.
I know I just did, Mike. That was the whole point. That was the whole point. I snuck it in
It's
there.
weird.
I would never
Weird.
do that.
It's like it's like if you fold or crinkle. Like it's.
Yeah.
Do you fold or crinkle?
Never answered. We've never.
I
asked that.
crinkle.
We went over this before.
I fold.
What are we talking?
Okay.
What are we talking about here?
But
You
It's
fold
Toilet,
weird.
toilet paper.
Toilet paper. Do you fold or
You
crinkle?
fold it?
I know.
I
isn't
don't.
that
I
weird?
don't like
Yeah,
making.
see? Okay, I'm with Mike on
Wait,
this.
wait,
one.
You making
wait.
making
Just
fucking
wait.
origami
Like if you
over
look-
there?
Wait. Look here. Okay, watch.
You
Show
roll
us how
it.
you wipe your
I
ass.
can't see it, Fouad.
And then you fold like that.
Oh, that's so,
So you-
weird. That's so
And then you
weird.
stand up and wipe, right?
No, I don't stand up. I sit down. But
But why? But why
this
fold?
because look at this.
You know what? I've actually had a
Wait a second, look.
in my life
Like,
of
it's
this.
just like this is a mess.
That's a mess.
Yeah, but
And
you're
then
gonna fold-
and then if I want it, but wait a minute, if I want to use it again, how do I refold
don't
it?
use it
Again?
you don't use it again.
Well, yeah, because if
What are you doing?
well, if I use this, I can like close it and use
If
it
you're
again.
if you're an
What?
effective wiper, you shouldn't
Oh, yeah.
be.
I'm conserving,
reusing-
Mike. I don't.
You double wipe with the same piece?
Well, if you
I-
roll enough, if you pull enough out, then it's thick, and then you're like, okay, I got one, and then I
And
just
then
go,
you fold.
you fold, and you go two.
You got to put your hand.
Get
This is
dude wipes
weird.
and call
You're
Wait,
it
rationing
a-
your
Hold on.
toilet paper?
This is
Wait
not
a minute,
weird.
wait a minute. Okay, wait a minute.
I use
Seth, you fold or no?
I'm a folder.
You fold, and do you double use or one?
Oh, I'll double use it.
Double.
Really?
Okay, Ian, are you a
fucking
double
crazy.
use?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah,
Okay, so we all
I
double.
used to be a crinkler when I was younger, and I don't know when it started changed, but like in my mid-20s, I started becoming a folder, and I don't like know why.
That's what
And you
I
fold.
started folding because I want to double use, and you can't double
Yeah.
use if you crinkle.
I think I realized I was
I
using
have-
like half a roll of toilet paper every time I took a shit. So like I should probably start folding and using double for double wipes. You know,
This is crazy. This is the craziest
Yeah.
thing I've ever
Dude,
heard.
you
I was
crinkle and
spending
just
$600 a month on
No,
toilet
like I'll
paper.
fold up into like a wipeable piece. I'm not gonna fucking, but I don't double wipe, dude.
so you fold then.
What are you doing?
So you
I know.
fold.
Yeah,
What are you rich? You just fucking wipe once and then throw it away, and then you gotta like take a whole fucking
yeah
roll.
it's for single use only. It's
No,
a single use
Well, you
product.
fold it a half
Right.
again, so it's on a clean side and folded, and then you wipe
Yeah.
it.
No,
look how
dude.
thick this is. I use it once, and then I can fold it and I use it
But-
again.
Yeah.
So you're looking at your shit going,
Yeah, I have to look at it to fold it. You fucking, what am I gonna do with my eyes closed?
oh my God.
Mike's never
Just
looked
take
at
a-
his own shit
just
in his
take-
life.
Just take a peek and throw it in there. Make sure you got it
No,
all.
because then I gotta take a whole other fucking roll out. I'm not rich. The fuck, Mike?
But how often you get shit on your hands, but
Never. Why would I get shit
Never.
on my hands for?
fold enough a shit fucking piece of tissue.
This is high-end Charmin toilet paper.
High-end.
I'm gonna
No.
rip through.
Why the fuck would I have shit on my hands for? I
Well,
don't
next
even-
time you take a
Well, you're
shit,
You can't pull off a double wipe unless you got at least 2 ply.
Yeah, you gotta have
No,
two ply.
for
You
sure.
can't-
And
yeah.
about-
two ply, you need two ply. But if you're buying single ply, like
So
you need to
who's
reevaluate
who's
your-
rich now? Who's rich now?
Sorry, Jocelyn. Okay, so Jocelyn, you're a
It's
crinkler.
okay. In a sense, I brought it up, so I'm not.
Yeah, it is your fault. Do you crinkle
It
or do
is.
you
Holy, I've
fold?
never fucking heard that. in
I
my
crinkle.
You
I don't
crinkle.
double,
You don't
Yeah.
double wipe either.
but I also use baby wipes.
You guys are
I
all
feel
rich.
like girls though. Wait, girls also have to wipe like a quarter as much as we wipe. I think. Though.
Yeah.
Why is
Right,
that
yeah.
true? What the fuck are you
Dude.
talking about?
I don't think. I think we have way messier shits than women do, for
I
sure.
don't think
life.
so.
Our shits
We
are
eat
our
more
shits are
food. Our
colossal.
asses are bigger. We're hairier. Like
Wait,
there's-
wait. You could just ask her. She's sitting right here.
No, but like I honestly think most girls like we'll sit there and we'll wipe sometimes. I know like Fouad for sure is sitting there wiping for like 4 or 5 minutes.
Yeah,
you
it's
know?
like it's like the tip of a mark. What's that? It's like saying it's like the tip
it's like
of a
never
marker.
Tip of a
ending. You
marker.
wipe, it's still the same every time. You know?
Okay, wait a
It's like
minute,
the middle of that.
dude. We have a woman on here for a reason. We can just ask her.
Yeah,
Women take
well, there you
nasty shits too, right?
Of course.
As often
See?
as
Once in
we-
a while for sure, but that's
Ian-
every shit for you.
No, Ian, you're only
Yeah.
picturing that because men's asses are big and hairy and gross. So you're like, it must be disgusting all the time. Whereas
Yeah,
women's
well,
asses are nice. So you're like, oh, it must be like a nice.
No, but we also eat way more food than them, so we create a lot more
Yeah, but
shit.
they're eating the same amount of food to
Right.
scale.
Let Paul say
No.
something. Paul's dying to say something. What are you gonna say, Paul?
I was going to reiterate the same thing Ian said. The volume isn't there with women.
No,
Yes,
no,
it is.
No, it's not.
I don't think.
Listen, if I eat
I-
a large large pizza.
picture that
Jocelyn
as
eats a
full
small pizza. We're fucking shitting the same.
No, I like to think they only have little
Maybe
rabbit
after you
turds.
eat a pizza, but I'm talking your daily, in your regular diet. In your regular diet, it's not the same. Melissa's shits are like half the size of mine at best.
You
You
know,
know,
Melissa's eating like 1,500 calories, and it's like all
What
clean
did you
food.
just say, Paul? You think they're rabbit turds?
I think at best they have little rabbit turds. There's nothing else. I don't think there's
You're
Shooting
so,
pellets
you're
out.
so,
Oh my gosh.
Paul. You're
I've
so
My
old
daughter-
school.
My
I've been
daughter's 4, and she takes relatively bigger than a rabbit turd.
See,
So
there you go.
You know, it's funny you say that. My youngest daughter takes some power dumps. She fucking can kill a bat. But my oldest daughter and my wife, I don't think I've walked in once where it smelled afterwards.
Seth,
I don't
you
think
care to
it's
tell us
involved.
about your daughter's poops? I mean, fuck, everybody else is sharing. Like the fuck. Okay.
Oh yeah, I mean, like I said, dude, I realized that like they still have farting contests when they're young. Oh yeah, I just assume that continues on.
I would die
Um,
laughing if I fucking saw my daughters having a farting contest.
Oh, my youngest.
Oh yeah, dude, they are like they're learning who they are, so they're figuring it all out too.
Yeah.
Buddy.
Yeah.
But yeah,
All right.
no, I mean, my youngest, Emmy, she's our middle child. She probably takes some of the biggest shits in the house.
what are you feeding her?
That kid eats everything. I mean,
Okay.
she's big time gymnast. I mean, she'll eat 4 large meals a day and 2 snacks. She
Really?
eats close to 6 meals a day. Yeah, she's fucking.
Yeah, it's like my daughter's constantly snacking, so she's constantly like, "Mommy, I gotta go to the bathroom."
Kidding.
You don't have to announce it; just go.
See, Paul and Ian,
My,
there you go. It's a
my,
nice
I
thing.
I still tell everyone I have to shit when I have to shit. I tell everybody.
Yeah, you text us.
Anyone
You
in my
text us
vicinity.
sometimes,
Yeah.
and you let us know how
Yeah.
good your shit was.
Yeah.
Now he's gonna text you the shape. He's just gonna
Yeah.
send you symbols and text you the shapes. That's
Let
another
me
thing
know.
that females do.
What?
Just send
That's
us a
another
picture.
thing that
What? Tell us.
so, not a picture of it, but you'll send. So obviously, your phones have like the shapes, right? So
Right.
if it's like a C, you'll send a C, or you'll
Well, that's cool.
What?
I never thought of that. I never thought of that.
So you'll
Yeah.
send the shape of your shit.
Yeah.
God,
I just
women
saw
are
the
fucked.
turd emoji.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just use the shit. The same.
Well, this was obviously before. This was before, like when Nokia phones were still a thing, like
Oh
the brick phones.
man, I can't believe women are fucking as more disgusting than men, or as disgusting.
Here's the thing that frightens me. Whenever
Oh.
you start hearing stuff about this, like they're really descriptive.
Yeah.
Yes.
They're telling stories and things like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
I mean, so if you get on their bad side, you're kind of fucked.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the sick, nasty part where you're like, fuck.
Yeah.
Well, that's why you never get on this bad side of a woman's wrath.
It's
Hannah
true.
did I ever tell you about how Hannah has a hidden album of like fucked up pictures of me?
No.
Oh yeah, like me falling asleep, like
This is like
fucking
actually
You can
over
just
later in life.
unload on Instagram one day. Be like,
kicking
fuck you.
balls hanging out of my shorts when I'm like laying at night, like if I'm in a position. Oh yeah, she has a hidden album of me.
What the
I
fuck?
have one of my husband too. It's okay.
Yeah,
Oh my
like
god.
that is not a
That's gonna
flattering
get hacked.
picture
That's
of
gonna
me.
get hacked now. You know.
Yeah, I know. Okay. We were gonna do a short one today, so we're gonna head off. But Jocelyn, before we go,
Yes.
since we're not sure when you're gonna be back, if you're gonna be back, or if we're ever gonna do this again, is there anything you want to ask anybody on the show, specifically from any of the episodes, or anything that you want to ask anybody? Ian, Paul, Mike, Seth, myself.
Well, I want to start because that emo Mike was my favorite.
Okay.
So, what made you do emo Mike?
I don't know. I like the emo character guy. The guy who was like doing the songs back in the day, where he's like, "Don't waste your time on me." That shit.
Oh, good Charlotte. Good Charlotte.
No, it was the fucking.
Yeah.
I don't know the fucking guy's name. It doesn't matter.
Simple.
But yeah, I don't know who it was, to be honest. But and then me and my girlfriend I was thinking of ideas to do, and I was like, I'm just gonna be a goth. And then I had to go to a wig store and buy a wig in the middle of a not so desirable area.
And then Fouad.
1 second before you go yet. Sorry, Jocelyn. I just want to
Yes.
remind everybody. Emo Mike Van Wyck. Right
Oh
here.
my God.
You went all out for that fucking character. Holy
Oh,
shit.
great. Remember you started with your back turned, Mike, then you slowly turned the chair around.
Yeah. It'd been
And
better
just
if I had
tilt his head
a
back.
song playing, but you couldn't hear it.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Okay,
And then
go ahead, Jocelyn.
You had asked if you wanted to do, I was watching it this morning when I was stretching after my workout. It was, you were going to do a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu one in Toronto. Did you end up doing that one?
No, me and Paul both got injured, and I have never been back since. Paul tore his pec. I fucked up my ankle. We're like, fuck this, we're too old. No, actually,
Your pec back to like you train at 100% now?
Paul, yeah.
Me? Oh, I'm sorry. My pec?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. It was, you know what, man? I was amazed this time. I did some peptides and some PRP right afterwards. I was training chest within a month.
Yeah. I don't think it was a full tear, though. I think that was just a re-tear or something like that, wasn't it?
It was a new tear, but it was in the belly, so the attachment was fine. So yeah, it didn't keep me down for too long actually. But the first time I tore my pec, which was a similar tear, wasn't in the attachment either. And I think it was similar size. That put me out for a while. I think the peptides and the PRP really sped it up quite a bit.
You know what it is, Jocelyn? I think Ian, me and Ian talked about this a little bit. When you retire, I don't know if Seth, me and you have never talked about this. I don't know if you went through it. I mean, you're still like physically like look like a bodybuilder. So I don't know if you went through this when you were saying? Well, I was just, let me finish. I was gonna say, I don't know if you went through this when you retired because it was so long ago. So now you've bounced back to bodybuilding. But what me and Ian were talking about was when you retire, you're kind of like looking for the next big thing to like sink your teeth into. So
Right.
I tried like running. I'm like, oh, fucking running sucks. I'm not going to be a marathon runner. Then I bought a motorcycle and I love that, but there's no like athletic side to it. So then when I started jujitsu, I'm like, oh, this is really fucking cool. But then I realized going 100% like live rounds, I was getting injured. So I'm like, I was just talking to my wife today, Paul. I kind of want to go back, but I don't think we're ever going to be able to go like 100% live rounds because
I think we should go back more for like do more striking cardio rather than a lot of the jiu-jitsu stuff.
no, I still want to learn the jujitsu. I just don't think I can do live rounds or I'm fucked. Like it's inevitable that something's going to happen.
Yeah.
So anyway, so you're always looking for this next thing to like sink your teeth into because you can't progress as a bodybuilder anymore because you're 50. So you're like, what else can I do to progress? And then you're like, oh, I'm shit at fighting. Maybe I can get good at it. So that's kind of where that went. But Seth, I don't know if you went through anything like that when you retired. Did you look for like the next big thing, or were you just like, you know what, I'm going to keep bodybuilding even though I'm not competing?
No, dude, the bodybuilding's been more recent over the past like 6 to 12 months.
Yeah.
Like I did the functional training for a while. Like everybody was busting my balls about CrossFit, and
I remember
I was doing functional stuff. Like I was like 205, 207 pounds, doing functional work. Like I was able to do the Murph with a vest, of 22-pound vest in like 47 minutes, I think is what I got.
I don't know what that means. It's CrossFit talk.
That's very
good. It's legit. If you do like running the Murph, like you run a mile, then you do 100 pull-ups, 200 push-ups, 300 air squats, and then run another mile.
With the weighted vest on.
Wow.
With the 22-pound vest on.
It's like, fucking
Can I use the assisted chin machine?
No.
Yeah, I mean, you can. I tell people like it will get you into some of the greatest shape because your fucking heart rate will go through the roof. And but at the same time, like it's still challenging. So I mean, I love it. I love it.
Okay, but did you do anything? When you retired, did you do anything to get away from fitness completely, or were you just like, you know what, I still want to stay in this?
I started shooting more guns.
Yeah,
like that was I had this dream in my head of going to the tactical games. Like I love the tactical games. Super cool. It's like CrossFit with guns.
Right.
But I just never did it because I don't have the time. Like to get really good at shooting, you have to spend a lot of time.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of time. And I don't have that, nor I mean, I don't think I'd be up to the caliber of some of them, but the functional training, I love it.
Yeah.
But then I was like, I just missed bodybuilding a whole lot because I'm getting older and I'm like, fuck, 40 is like
do it while you can. Yeah. Jocelyn, anybody else? You want to ask Mike or Ian anything? Or sorry, you're asking Mike. You want Ian or Paul or Seth?
Ian, I did have a question. I forgot. Oh, when I don't know if I ever caught it, but what made the final decision of you retiring? Like, why now?
That's a long one. Give us the synopsis.
Scared, tired, and wanted change. There you go.
Okay.
How old are you? Sorry, Jocelyn, I think I asked you. How old are you?
34.
How long do you want to compete for?
I don't know.
No, you just
I
doing it for
haven't.
fun until you're not having fun anymore.
I think right now, like after my first show, I fell in love and I didn't even step on stage. Like it was just the community in the back. I made a lot of friends and I still talk to this day. And then I just kept going and I loved it. And then last year I placed first. And then I was going to do nationals last year, but I didn't take the overall. So my coach at the time said, well, why don't we just do another show, get the overall, and then do a national show next year? And it was too long of a prep for me. Like I gassed out probably 4 weeks after the Cal because I
Mhm.
did end of May and then end of July. So I was in a 20-week prep.
Sure.
So I was gassed at 4 weeks after that. So another 8 weeks on top of, I think it was like 12 weeks. So I couldn't do it. And I came in too full in the morning and then I looked better at night and then it went to someone else.
Okay.
So, yeah, I don't know. I haven't really thought about it too much on how long, because I know my husband would like to have another baby. So, but we'll see.
Yeah.
And all my family keeps asking me every time we get together, when are we having another baby? So,
Mhm.
I told them to fuck off and let me do my thing. So, yeah,
Do
but
you have anything for Paul before we go, or Seth?
I forget. So Paul and Fouad, you guys are both in Canada, right?
Yeah, we live
Yep.
like a block away from each other.
Oh, okay. Yeah, well, that I knew, but because you always say that you guys go to each other's houses and you train together.
Yeah.
When you guys do, I think it's your show, Fouad, and then Paul, I know you judge. Do you judge women too, Paul?
Judge everything, yeah.
He doesn't
Okay.
judge women well, but he does it.
What would you say is the hardest one to judge out of the female divisions?
Bikini's the toughest because the margins are so small, in my opinion. The differences between the physiques are so small.
I agree.
So I find that to be a little bit challenging at times.
Okay, that's a good question.
Anything for Seth?
Why the name for your brand? Why that name?
Why Axe and
Axe and
Sledge
Sledge.
or All
Yeah.
American Roughneck? Which one? These both are his.
Axe and Sledge was the first one that popped in my head.
So whenever we started All American Roughneck, I didn't know what type of logo to do. And when I was putting things together and the two tools, because it's, blue collar background with me being the bodybuilder and the blue collar guy, the two tools that were the most intense were an axe and a sledge. So like the sledgehammer, like if you swung a sledgehammer, like because you're a grunt and you don't, that's where you are making money. You are not forgetting that tool. That tool is ignorant as fuck. And I did it a few times where I was like, I don't think I want to do this for the rest of my life. So I need to, start using my head a little more and figure some things out. However, now as I've done that, I miss swinging a sledgehammer because I don't know why, because I'm an idiot. So whenever we were starting,
Because you don't have to. That's why.
yeah, because I don't have to, and I find such just great pleasure in splitting wood. Like once it's towards like middle to the end of summer, I'm like, oh man, get to start splitting wood again for the winter time, so it dries out. So whenever I was like, what's the logo? I was like, Axe and Sledge. And when it came to the supplement company, I was like, I don't know what to name this fucking thing. Have no clue. We're sitting around trying to think of things to call the supplement company. I'm like, I just keep seeing axes and sledges. Like that's all I see. And then Bob was like, then that's what we're going to call the company.
Was there any other candidates of names that you can tell us?
Dude, I'd have to look through my notes. I still have the notebooks. Still have notebooks from years ago.
Let us know for the next episode. I'm
Ooh.
curious.
Well, did you ever have any other names instead of calling it hostile, or was that a pretty easy decision?
Well, this is actually an interesting decision. I didn't want it to be called anything to do with my name.
Yeah.
So I originally thought of like a bunch of initials, kind of like a BPI or something like that. And it was funny because, Seth, do you mind if I tell them the whole story?
Yeah, go ahead.
When I first was starting Hostile, I had talked to Seth because we were going to partner. And my team and Seth's team were going to be partners in Hostile.
I remember that. I did know this actually.
Right. So anyway, one thing led to another, and then my brother wanted to get involved. So, and Seth was like, they were doing their own thing, and we're like, okay. So we just went on with my brother. But when I was at the meeting with, is it Chris? No, not Chris. Anyway, one of the guys that was working with Seth at the time. we were talking to him about the name, and I said, I like hostile training because I always trained like intense and whatever. And he's like, oh, that's really cool. You should go with that. And I didn't really want to, but the more like we talked about it, I'm like, yeah, it's kind of cool. I kind of like it. Kind of had like that animal ring to it. Like it's his own, just like its own name. So that's kind of how it came about. But after hearing Seth's story, it's way cooler. I should have went with some type of work tool, but I don't do any type of work. So
No, I mean, and I know Bob will have it because Bob was the one designing the labels. So I know for a fact, like the first labels we came up with, they'll be in his archive, all on his folders.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was the only thing I could think of that was like that's all I keep seeing, and somehow it came to what it is today. So super grateful for it. But
that's pretty cool. I like the story. Okay, Jocelyn, anything you want to say before we go? We're gonna head off. We've been on for a couple hours now. Sorry, we got to you
It's
late.
okay.
We got to you late,
It's
but at
okay.
least you got to come on. So I'm happy that you.
I did. I was a little sad. I was like, but it's okay.
I'm sorry.
But thank you. It's okay. I had a feeling. I was like, I bet he put Gmail. I bet he put Gmail.
I did.
Yeah, it's okay. But I thank you all for letting me on. I appreciate it, and I'm huge fans, and I will always keep watching.
Thank you.
So,
we had a lot of fun with you. Paul, do you want to lead us off with a prayer?
Well, I thought tonight maybe Jocelyn would like to take that honor.
Your job, Paul. Do it.
Come on, Paul. Spit it out.
All right. I'll try to put something together. I don't have anything prepped at all this week.
Just go ahead.
I should have said Paul some more lyrics. We should have got him some more.
Yeah. Well, I did lyrics a couple times now. Maybe
those are only good. Those are only good once in a while. Come on, let's give from the heart, Paul.
Okay, I got nothing. But okay, let us bow our heads. Dear leader, tonight's kind of a big moment. We had our first female on, so I feel like we kind of progressed in a gender equality kind of way tonight.
Idiot.
Been really hot lately. I'm hoping it cools down soon because get uncomfortable at work sometimes.
He's such an idiot. Come on. It's really hot out lately. Really?
It's real hot lately.
Balls lately. Yeah, so thankful I got cool though. So when I'm for those.
All right,
days.
you know what? This is just a fucking memoir of your life.
Guys.
Well,
All right, everybody. Thanks for watching. Guys, we'll see you next week.
thank you.
Amen.
Bye.
Bye.